Place your bets. Woo! Holy cow. Big Silz National Football Show. We appreciate all of you coming aboard. By the way, little programming note. I know that Big Z promoted Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner is doing the game tonight for Westwood One, and he promised that he is going to make a return visit to the JAKIB show, the National Football Show. Just so you guys know. Okay? So Kurt was like, Silz, I don't have time. Today I thought I did. He thought his schedule was going to be able to give him some time. So we want to give you an update on that. So Kurt Warner will make an appearance. He may be tomorrow. He's checking his schedule, and he promised he will be on the program. So want to make sure you guys understand that. Mark Farzetta will join us. That'll be at 4:30. Big Z, and of course you. And I got to start it out here, folks. By the way, Super Chats go to the top. Please hit the like button. And we're going to start with Super Chats. I want to thank these guys for coming aboard here. 24, we shifted to the run heavy. 25, we're about to shift to the pass heavy. Silz, about to eat crow. We're about to eat. When you say Jalen Hurts and passing, I will never eat crow. Never eat crow. Never. Next Super Chat, please. We appreciate all of you adding to us. And here's Sean. So, Sean, I hear you have a complaint on Big Silz here. How come I don't go to you? And how come I don't, pick one of your posts? Well, now that you've come to my attention, you are now what I call in the Big Silz bullseye. I'm probably going to give you about 5 opportunities to show me that you're worth a shit in your takes. And if not, you'll be back to the back of the bus again. So you're complaining. Congratulations. You see, I don't recognize and notice just anybody, Sean. Big Silz, you got to somehow I'm like a fish in a pond and I see a shiny lure. That lure's got to have some meat on it. And if that lure doesn't have any fucking meat on it, Sean, I'm not biting. So, you've now got my attention, Sean. Very few people on the planet get my attention, Sean. So now, you are in my bullseye. Okay? And by the way, if you post something, we'll say something. And thank you very much for Leon's Miata, because Leon's driving around in a Miata, and that dollar will go a long way on his payments each month. He drives a Miata around. He's trying to pick up, my girl Joy in a Miata. So, okay. Oh, he does have a take. Bring it. You use. Oh, wait. I don't know who you are from a can of paint. Here's a beautiful one. Hey, Sean, you're starting the program out on a high note here with me. Instead of being one of these people like M. Reyes that hides under Bob Lang's desk. What do you want, Bob? Anything I'll say on Sileo show? Anything you need? M. Reyes hangs out under Bob Lang's desk. How you doing? What we doing? How we going? Bring it. You usually use my takes within the next few days anyway. I don't know you from a can of paint. All of a sudden now I'm using the kid's fucking takes. I like this actually. I actually like this, that you would actually think. And I just was introduced to you with a by the way, it just shows you like I'm a stripper. I'm taking a dollar bill. Like I'm on stage. Like M. Reyes is on stage for Howie Roseman and Bob Lang. M. Reyes is on stage over there at one of those shitty strip clubs in Philly, with the chicks with the cellulite. He's like up there on the stage. That little place, I can't remember. What's the name of that little strip club you guys got in Philly? Anyway, M. Reyes is up there getting them dollar bills. How you doing? Hey, Sue, don't worry, honey. They all wear red shoes. How you doing? Hit that like button. Appreciate everybody coming aboard here. I do got to start the program out. Hey, man, this gambling thing is quite remarkable. The head basketball coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Chauncey Billups, was arrested this morning for illegal gaming. Terry Rozier was in Orlando. I was doing the show this morning. People were texting me going, Silz, at the hotel in Orlando, at the Grand Cypress, they arrested Terry Rozier. It's where the Heat were staying. They played the Magic last night. They arrested his ass. Is that guy point shaving? Holy cow. Hey, let me tell you how this affects all sports. If the integrity of the game is in question and you're throwing games, and hey, do you notice in the NFL, what are the two most significant plays that could change the outcome of a game? Holding and pass interference. Does it make it any, is there any coincidence to this? They're all subjected to the referees in New York and Park Avenue. Right? Hey, did you hear that thing the other night on Monday night? Hey, after second thoughts, we're going to change this fucking penalty and go here. What? Can you imagine? Get this, you're a place kicker, like your boy Elliott, and there's a 2-point spread. This guy's gambling. And he's got $2 million in debt with these mafia guys. He happens to shank it left. They give him $4 million, clean his debt, and he's ready to roll. Terry Rozier's a good player. This is not just some stiff. This is a good player, man. He's a good ball player. He was going to be counted on for them to try to win some basketball games this year for Eric Spoelstra. NBA not betting anymore. Hey, and with the NFL being so hot when it comes to gaming and with a DraftKings, FanDuel, all that shit, you put in question all of the sports leagues. Okay? Silz, you watching the World Series? Ohtani versus Canada. I sure am. Angelo, thank you. Dude, Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. He's not the best hitter ever. Bonds is the greatest hitter. But you bet your ass, Ohtani has got me appointment setting. There are very few athletes that have me appointment setting. Shohei Ohtani is one of those. I have to watch him. You bet your ass I'm watching Shohei Ohtani. Hit that like button, freakazoids. We appreciate you. Hey, everybody's going, you know what? And I got to tell you, and I'm guilty of this. My wife said this earlier to me. Hey, I told you that everything was rigged. You're one of those guys that go, oh, your National Football League, your football, that thing would never be rigged. I'm like, yeah, because it's almost insulting. All the work you put into being an NFL guy, and you hear someone like her go like this, hey, fucking thing's rigged. Well, guess what? She's more right than me. Tim Donaghy, all that shit. Remember the referee back in the day that got in trouble for sports gambling? Okay. She might be. Hey, let me ask you, before we move on to the topics here, how many people believe the NFL is somewhat rigged? I've never asked this question in my entire life because maybe I didn't want to hear the answer. How many people think the NFL's rigged? Please, I'm praying to God it doesn't come out on one side. Sue, you think the NFL's rigged? Yes, absolutely. It is. Xander, you think the game is rigged? 100% rigged. I don't. Absolutely. Oh, hey, no comment. He must be running for mayor of Philly. Or either that, he's the new DA of Philly. That guy's a scumbag, too, by the way. That DA in Philly of yours. Holy shit. You guys elected that guy? Man, who the fuck elected that guy? That guy's a criminal. NFL is not rigged. The Zebras make it rigged. What? Kyle, explain and expand. Let's see what the greatness of M. Reyes, who has like 0 takes that are worth a shit. Not rigged, but the scale tips certain ways. It's not overt, but officials can be swayed to call stuff closer to or let shit slide. Hey, M. Reyes, would you agree with this? People get the benefit of the doubt. Michael Jordan's going to get the benefit of the doubt with a referee, no? Reyes, that's a pretty good take. Okay, but don't you agree? A team like Philadelphia is going to get more calls in their favor, in my opinion, because they're the better football team. And they're the better coach team. They're a team that traditionally doesn't get a lot of penalties. And their success, I would give them the benefit of the, like here, wouldn't you give, in this upcoming game, Eagles versus the Giants, wouldn't you give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt? Playing cleaner football than the Giants? The Giants don't have great personnel. The Eagles do. So I'm going to give them the benefit on calls. Because I think they're a better coach team. No? It's not all rigged, but some games and calls could be influenced. I think you guys are right. Because it gives the sense sometimes of it being rigged. Like when you watch those Kansas City games. But Kansas City's, see, I think it's more, instead of being rigged, I think it's more about like giving the benefit of the doubt. And if that comes off as rigged, I guess so. I would use heavily influenced, not rigged. See, look at Kibo. Thank you. Marsh, I think you're right. Lane Johnson can get away with a hold. Toth can't. Correct. That's my take right there. Is that, dude, I'm going to give Lane Johnson the benefit of the doubt on quick snaps. You know, when he gets that foot back quicker, I'm going to give him the benefit because he's a 15-year guy. Boxing, Silz, boxing rigged? If any sport was, I would say boxing. Because of the, I've always said this, Marquise. Anytime you have a judge, I think you put it in the hands of the rig column. If there's a judge or a committee, like the college football playoff, in my opinion, is rigged. I think it's rigged. You could be undefeated and not get into the playoff, and they're not going to put you in because strength of schedule, what have you, and eyeball test, and it's up to those committee members to put you in. So I think that's rigged. The old adage is, don't leave it up to the refs. That's right. That's right. Don't leave it up to the refs. Why would that be a saying in the league if things weren't rigged? You could see it in calls. Philly, good. Good, man. I think it's more benefit of the doubt. You know? NFL steals their ideas even from their own football. Here's a guy that's usually lame in takes, but we'll see. Chiefs are playing games where they get 0 penalties all game. Now, dude, you're right on that one. RC3. Team doesn't get any penalties, or they get 2 or 3 penalties. The other teams gets 10. That's what I talk about when it comes to benefit of the doubt here. Okay? I mean, hey, Tim Donaghy was the referee. You know, I actually know Tim. He lives in Orlando. So I see it like the NBA. Certain players get the benefit of the calls and no calls. See, that's me, Bob. That's where I'm at. Benefit of the doubt tips the scales, therefore not balanced and rigged for one side. But yes, Jersey, yes. See, that to me, how many people think the games are predetermined? See, I don't. I don't think the games are predetermined. I don't think that. Favoritism? Yes. Well, Jordan got the calls, right? Silz, how are we going to get this run game going? Funny you should say that. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Super chats all go to the top. Thank you so much for all. Hey, guys, the super chats have been fucking great. And I can't thank you enough. It's hard to believe that we get the benefit of the doubt when our mantra is everyone hates us and we don't care. The softer fans might. Listen, I think you get benefit of the doubt because you're just a better football team and you're a better coach team and you got better talented guys. Is Barkley point shaving? So I understand there's going to be penalties every game. That's one thing. It's another penalties every third down, especially in the shitty games too. You see that, right? All right. So let's get to the topics. Hit that like button. Appreciate all of you coming aboard. All right. So is the New York Giants game the get right game for Saquon Barkley? Is it? Is this coming game this weekend against the New York Football Gigantes? Is this the get right game for your run game? And Saquon Barkley. Loose rules are a factor as well. PI and holding. Example, you can call or not call holding on. Absolutely. Absolutely, Marsh. Anything that's subjective, holding or pass interference. Hey, that's quite a strategy, Flex. I sure hope so. Barkley's definitely yard shaving. If Tank Bigsby can get 10 yards on one carry, he is yard shaving. Spread heavy. But we're going to pass heavy. Well, then you're going to lose. If you're going to pass heavy, oh my God. Oh my God. No way. Jalen Hurts finally has to show us he can win a game every week throwing the ball. Oh, my God. These next, let's see here. Let me go down this list here. Let me go here. Let me go down this list here. Here we go. Okay. So Jalen Hurts. He's going to throw the ball against the Giants, Green Bay, at Lambeau, Detroit, Dallas, Chicago, the Chargers. So these next Giants, Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, and Chicago. Let's take a look at this for a second. The Giants don't have a very good record. Green Bay's 4-3-1. No, 4-1-1. Dallas is 3-3-1. 7-4-2. Detroit is 5-2. Okay. That's 12-6-2. And Chicago's 5-2. Okay. So you're taking on teams over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, Chargers. Okay. That come out to a 22-9 record. 22-9. All the way to the Charger game. And if you have to throw the ball in those games, let's see how many games you'll win. You'll win the Giant game. W and L. You'll win the Giant game. You'll lose the Green Bay game. You'll lose the Detroit game. You'll lose the Dallas game. You'll beat Chicago. And you'll beat the Chargers. So coming out of the bye, let's see, 6-2 at 9 and 3 losses. You'll be 9-5 after the Chargers game. And you'll finish up the season with the Raiders, Redskins, Buffalo, and Redskins. So by the time you get there, you will be 9-5. I think you're losing both the Green Bay and Detroit game. Boom! How you doing? If you got to throw the ball and you can't get that run game going, you ain't winning those football games throwing the ball exclusively. Not happening. Zero chance. Zero chance. Oh, my God. Look at here. Look at this guy. Where is he? Where's the guy that just did that and put that rating up? Here it is. So this guy thinks right here because he had one game in 2 years, his passing attack is intact. You're still fucking 25th, Junior. You're still 25th. It real. Tell Seth Rollins it fake. Huh? So it's one game against the New York Giants does not fix the last 7 in the running game. It could start a new trend. Absolutely. By the way, Eagles did open the practice window of Darius Cooper. Who? Big Silz. Yes, we got that. Barkley will eat this Sunday. No, he won't. Barkley won't. Hey, Barkley might not get 1,000 yards this year. Oh, no! Xander can't even ask the fucking decent question to John McMullen if he's being traded or not when you hold people out. That guy does not have a fucking hamstring problem. Come on, man. But if anything, it's a mental health day for him. It's not a hamstring. What a fucking bunch of bullshit that is. Hamstring. Really? Yeah. Hamstring. Oh, my God. You believe fucking anything, man. See, John's not allowed because he's a beat reporter to say those things like I'm saying. Well, I will. Bullshit. Bullshit. Hamstring. Bullshit. 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 Eagle opponent is giving up 127.9 yards a game. 4.6 per carry. Barkley's capable of breaking the game wide open. Isn't that funny? Your run defense blows too. No AJ at practice again today. Let Howie cook. You see that guy who posted that? This guy's making it sound like your run defense is good too, Junior. You're 24th in run defense. How you doing? You go to this football game making it sound like you're run-stopping greatness. AJ's trolling. Who? Hey, by the way, Jalen Hurts has even, we're going to address AJ Brown. No AJ Brown today. Bullshit. Hey, but by the way, since your passing game got back on track on Sunday, fuck it. You don't need to practice. He's AJ Brown. He had no training camp. He's chirping on Instagram again, doing all that bullshit. Fuck it. You're the Eagles, man. You got this game covered. You're going to blow this Giant team out. Barkley's going to go for 250 yards. Hurts is going to throw for 250 yards. Shit. You got it. I have no idea how the New York Giants beat the... Hey, get this. I get how the Giants can beat you. I have no idea how they beat the fuck out of you. Can someone answer that? How'd they beat the fuck out of you? I get it, losing to division games. How'd they beat the fuck out of you? I mean, Silz, is this inside info on AJ or wild speculation? I'm not speculating on anything. I'm saying that hamstring is a bullshit thing. I personally think, yes, I think it's a mental health thing. All of a sudden now the guy popped up with a hamstring. Come on, dog. He's trending to play. Okay. Hey, by the way, if A.J. Brown is this often hurt, like he was a year ago and now, time to get rid of his ass, isn't it? So let's go to John, and let's go to John's line of thinking. How many games did he miss last year? 4? How many games did A.J. Brown miss a year ago? How many games? Sorry to tell you, Silz, I'm not saying we are perfect. You asked, and I acknowledge. We are no hiding the truth. Okay? Silz, he hasn't missed a game. He missed a couple practices. I asked you how many fucking games he missed last year. 4. Okay. Did he miss all of training camp? Yes. Okay. How many times has he been on the injured list this year so far? 3? Okay. So you got a guy who missed 4 games last year. He's popping up all the time on the injured list. Throughout the year, at least 3 times I've seen him on the injured list. And he missed 4 games last year, correct? Okay. I mean, that's the truth, right? I didn't fucking say he missed any games. I said he missed all of training camp. He's been in and out on the injured list all year long. And here we go again. By the way, that's not speculation. Those are the facts. And only the facts. Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers so weird. Now, I hope we get rid of A.J. Brown so y'all dumbass motherfuckers could see we're not winning and going to win without him. All right? Yeah, too bad your guy doesn't want to be in that offense anymore. I think it's completely clear he doesn't. And also, to the people that said trade AJ, y'all are just not making sense. Okay, well, if I'm trading AJ Brown, I'm trading him for an edge rusher or for some help at corner. I don't know. And I'm going into the draft next year and drafting a kid on a rookie contract. How about this? You know what? Tonight, just to put this in the proper perspective, tonight, Justin Jefferson with 40 yards is the fastest receiver, passing Jerry Rice and passing Randy Moss as the fastest receiver to $8,000. Justin Jefferson is on his way to Canton, Ohio, that is. And the distinction of that is that's where the fucking Football Hall of Fame is. He going to Canton. He going to Canton. Having Kirk Cousins, J.J. McCarthy, and Carson Wentz throwing him the football. He's going to Canton. You know where AJ's going? Home. And he knows that. This is why he hates that offense. 40 yards away from $8,000. Shit. How many total receiving yards does A.J. Brown have now in his career? This guy needs 40 yards to get to $8,000 already? He might pass Jerry Rice. Look what the Chiefs did when they traded Tyreek Hill. They got Trent McDuffie. That sounded like an upgrade. Yeah, they went to 2 Super Bowls after they got rid of his ass. Let's see here. Silz, whose career would you rather have? Justin Jefferson? Oh, I'd rather have Justin Jefferson's career any day over A.J. Brown's. Any day. He's getting a gold jacket. He'll be legendary. The only thing in common that A.J. Brown has, him and Jahan Dotson can show their rings. And Justin Jefferson will show you his gold Hall of Fame jacket. How you doing? Hey, yeah, I'd be like this. If I had my Hall of Fame ring and I saw that guy with his Jahan Dotson ring, I'd be like, hey, that's a nice ring here, man. How about this one? I'm considered one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. Oh, you were on that football team that won the Super Bowl. Congratulations to you. Got it. Hey, that's really cool. I wish I was on a good team. That's what I would say. I would say I wish I was on a good team like that. I'll just settle for the Hall of Fame. You can't tell me otherwise that AJ isn't chasing a coat. Wait a minute. He's not chasing a coat. He's 142nd in receiving yards now. He's not going anywhere. That's why he's mad on this team. His numbers in Philly won't get him to Canton. I'll tell you what, you know the worst thing ever happened to the Philadelphia Eagles? Unfortunately for him, not for you guys, is the addition of Saquon Barkley. When Barkley got here, his numbers suffered. And he has a problem with that. A.J. Brown is now a distraction because his personal goals. Here's the next topic. A.J. Brown is now a distraction because his personal goals are getting in the way of team goals. End of story. How many people agree with that take? That A.J. Brown's personal goals are now in the way of team goals. How many people believe that? How many people believe A.J. Brown's personal goals, once he got that ring, okay? Ain't just me, spittoon. Well, then why is he fucking complaining, jackass? M. Reyes is such the worst. Disagree? Then why is he complaining? Bro, every football player that plays in this league plays to win and for their personal legacy. There's no other way. I don't play for you. You and your career have no bearing on my fucking life. The money I make or anything else. You play for 2 things. You want to win and you play for personal legacy. End of story. End of story. End of story, dude. What does that have to do with Hall of Fame? Wide receivers all complain. That's kind of just what they do. Yeah, you know why Hurts season. Yeah, you know why they complain? Because the NFL now protects them. Back in the day, they didn't open their fucking mouth. Or Rod Woodson's coming across the middle or Ronnie Lott's coming across the middle and knocking them into next week. But ever since the NFL had the defenseless receiver, you can't go to the head. You can't do all that. That's where you get these chirpers now. Wide receivers didn't chirp like that. Unless you were going to get the shit knocked out of you like Michael Irvin. The NFL protects these guys. Okay? I mean, back in the day, you opened your mouth, you were going to get fucking annihilated. Today, you open your mouth, they throw a flag because it's defenseless receiver. Silz, AJ gets paid off of numbers, not wins. Correct? Absolutely. AJ Brown's not getting another big-time contract. Not with the numbers he's trending to get. Let me ask you this. With how he's being used right now, would you pay AJ Brown in his next contract, when his next deal's up? Would you give him $40 million? Fuck no. He's going to take a pay cut. He's probably looking right now. He's at the back end of his prime. And he's looking at it going, I'm never going to get another contract here. Cincinnati would never do that. Willing to bet a majority would take Hall of Fame and MVP over ring. Dude, anybody who plays this game would take a Hall of Fame ring over an MVP ring, over a Super Bowl ring. The Super Bowl ring's a team accomplishment, not an individual accomplishment. How many times do I got to tell you that? Do you know how many stiffs have Super Bowl rings? Do you know how many stiffs have Hall of Fame rings? None. Dude, I can name you stiffs. Doesn't Fred Johnson have a ring? Okay, well, I mean, I can name you 1,000 guys who have rings. There's no stiffs in the NFL Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, I should say. I mean, dude, Nick Foles had one of the greatest games in the history of the National Football League in the game. He ain't going nowhere near that Hall of Fame unless he's buying a ticket. I bet you can name us stiffs. Yeah, starting with you, douchebag. We trade AJ for defensive player. We will be just like Dallas. That's bullshit. Your offensive line is killing you right now. By the way, AJ should want to be a Hall of Famer. I don't have a problem with him wanting to be a Hall of Famer. It's crazy how Mike Evans played with shit quarterbacks until Baker and TB. Still produced, never complained, and took a pay cut. That's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Mike Evans. Hey, Money, you want to remember one thing, too, about Mike Evans? Who was the last guy in the NFL to talk to Antonio Brown? Remember that whole scene on the sidelines with the Jets? Who was the last guy to tell him, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. And when he took off his uniform and he walked off the field, that was the last of Antonio Brown. It was Mike Evans that was trying to stop him. Mike Evans is one of the most respected men in all of pro football. I fucking love the guy. I do. I just absolutely love the guy. And my book, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. 13,000 receiving yards, Super Bowl ring, 11 consecutive years of 1,000 yards, tying Jerry Rice. Come on, man. You guys are first ballot. Silz, am I crazy for saying Bond has been our best player? Dude, I think Cooper DeJean has played his ass off back there. Okay? Okay, yeah. Well, Mike Evans may never play again. So I don't think you're ever going to see him in a Buccaneer uniform again. He's 33 years old when he comes back. He's going to miss the rest of the football season. I doubt he plays again. AJ deserves to be a Hall of Famer. Never happened. He does not deserve it. Why? Sweetie deserves first-team All-Pro. Dude, Devontae Smith is not going to ever be a first-team All-Pro in that offense. Are you crazy? Hey, I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he's not going to be a first-team All-Pro in his entire career in that offense with that quarterback and with Barkley on the team. Never. He's just not. As long as they're committed to running the ball, they're not going to have a high-volume offense. What the hell are we... Dude, what are you watching? Your pass game is still down in the bottom of the NFL. What are you talking about? 1,200 yards is not going to get him first-team All-Pro in a league where you got guys that are going to get 1,700 yards. You may go like this. Well, Silz, his yards are more valuable because it results in the Eagles winning. Absolutely true. And those other guys are going to be – look, your argument's right. Well, Silz, those teams are playing from behind, so they got to throw the ball more. I know. But that's what the All-Pro team is, especially at that position. It's not a slight on Smitty. It's how Smitty's being used. This is not a rip. Michael Irvin was never going to be a first-team All-Pro over a Jerry Rice. Not saying he wasn't, he was. The volume of passing in Dallas, he meant something different to the team. And so he sacrificed those first-team All-Pros. Do I have to explain it to you? I'm going to show you the point. Some of you guys don't get football whatsoever. 2024 first-team All-Pro. Okay, NFL. All right. Here's the first-team All-Pro, NFL. And here's the skilled guys, okay, that we're talking about here. The first-team All-Pro guys. Okay. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Ahmad St. Brown. The only guy that made the playoffs out of that group was Ahmad St. Brown. The other guys didn't even make the fucking playoffs. The tight end, Brock Bowers, didn't even make the fucking playoffs. It's not what you mean to your team. It's the numbers you put up. Vikings, that's right. You're right. Vikings did make the playoffs. That's right. Sam Darnold a year ago. Thank you. You're right. You're right. Okay, here. Bowers did not. Chase did not. By the way, Chase was the number one wide receiver. Let's just go on the Pro Bowl. Let's go to 2024 Pro Bowl. NFL Pro Bowl players. Here, roster. Let's see how many guys made the roster that didn't make it to the playoffs. Let's see here. Here we go. Tagovailoa, Pro Bowl. Didn't make the playoffs. Wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, didn't make the playoffs. Amari Cooper didn't make the playoffs. Jamar Chase didn't make the playoffs. The tight end in Cleveland didn't make the playoffs. Tight end in Jacksonville didn't make the playoffs. Now let's go over to the NFC side. Here's the NFC. Wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb didn't make the playoffs. I mean, guys, Smitty is never going to make a first-team All-Pro in that offense. Hey, do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. Also, Xander, did I miss a couple supers when I was looking at that list? AJ's a Hall of Fame talent, never had a Hall of Fame quarterback. Okay? Sorry, Xander. Go ahead. Put that one up, brother. I'm sorry about that. Silz, how you doing, my friend? Why is Howie Stubborn is giving us a bad OC and letting Shane walk out of the building, especially all the money with the offense? Got to let Shane go, dude. What are you going to do? Fire Nick? Trading AJ will expose Hurts if the running game sucks. It's already exposing Hurts because Hurts these next 5-6 games, he's going to have to carry the team on his back. We'll find out over the next 5 games. Hines Ward, Anquan Boldin, Antonio Brown, Steve Smith, Chad Johnson, rank them. And then you tell me if you think they're all Hall of Famers. I think Steve Smith might be a Hall of Famer. Antonio Brown has a Hall of Fame talent. Hey, by the way, Anquan Boldin has had a better career than A.J. Brown. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Now, A.J. still got more time here. Anquan Boldin's had a better career than A.J. Brown. Folks, I mean, I'm not sure he's better than him. That's why we're here. We're here to tell you and help you out here a little bit. And to put things in proper perspective, Anquan Boldin has 13,779 in receiving yards. He's got a Super Bowl ring. Okay? Has 82 receptions for touchdowns. AJ will get nowhere near 13,000. Nowhere near it. Not anywhere near it. He's 141st right now. I mean, and here's Anquan Boldin, and he's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Played at, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's from FSU. It's why I know him well. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he's got all those receptions. But he wants volume and numbers. Can't have it here. I get it. The relationship will end this offseason. I think so. Not paying for that shit anymore. But he wants volume. Yes, he wants volume and numbers. That Ricks kid was their quarterback. At Florida State, I remember that Ricks kid. He was one of the highest recruited guys in the NFL too, by the way. Okay? Yes. Dude, so here, I'll ask the question one last time here. Do you believe that AJ is now putting his personal goals ahead of the team? Do you believe that? I do. I believe now he's putting his personal goals. Okay? I just fucking said that, dickhead. Dude, you are so ignorant. It's mind-numbing. I just said there's more room to work with AJ. Bro, you are so fucking butthurt. Anytime somebody goes against anything that your little heart gets his little doll blow-up guy, you get so bent. Stop it. Man, it's unbecoming of a dude. No. You didn't listen, though. Bro, you want to know the definition of fucking home cooking guy who can't see anything other than a conversation in sports talk radio and sitting here and having a conversation? Those are the guys you just want to fucking throw out of your window. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, my friend. Seriously, that's the guy you want to throw out a window. Let's see here. I mean, dude. So Eagles are the reason AJ has a ring. Okay? That's right. It's a team accomplishment. That's right. It's a team accomplishment. It's not an individual accomplishment. You think Hurts won a Super Bowl or the Eagles won? Hey, that's a great topic. Do you think Hurts won a Super Bowl or do you think the Eagles won a Super Bowl? Never happened. The team won a Super Bowl. Hurts didn't win it. Team sport. There you go. Hurts was a major reason they won. As was Lane. As was Josh Sweat. All them guys. Stats aren't individual talent. A wide receiver needs a quarterback to throw him the ball. Who, like Jefferson? Silz, I believe he is because he sacrificed his numbers for Super Bowl. And since Barkley entered the fold and Jalen being a yes man and changed the relationship, that's why he's trolling during the interviews. Yes. Ever since Anquan Barkley's been added to this football team, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown's relationship has gone the other way. You not agree with that at least? Okay. How about this one? Who is more valuable to the team's success this year? The run game or AJ? This will tell you everything you need to know about whether you trade the guy or not. Vic Silz is to Canton worthy? What? You've not won a Super Bowl without Barkley. Ultimate team accomplishment. 53 men, not one man accomplishment. Look, there's certain guys, let's not be stupid here, but there's certain guys that are more valuable than the other guys on the roster. The O-line, we don't need a 2K rusher. We just need the O-line to play half of what they have been. You mean like Miles Sanders? You could have Miles Sanders on your team and get to a Super Bowl. Miles Sanders on any other team is an average to below average running back. So you're saying, but since you had an exceptional talent at running back, that's what put you over the top. Nobody in here saying, not here, at least not me. Dude, trading Hurts, that's a 2 year from now conversation. Okay? How dumb are people saying trade Hurts? Not me. I'm not in that room. That's a conversation for 2-3 years from now. Okay, you're the quarterback. You have the quarterback, and he's who he is right now, and you got to win with that. Silz, the Pats are going to the playoffs. They could make a strong offer for AJ this year to make a run. Oh, I think there's going to be big movement November 4th. I think it's going to be by Howie, too. I wouldn't be shocked if they got that kid from the Jets, that Johnson kid. I know. Hey, is there any way that we could find out on some of the guys that are potentially going to be traded that are edge rushers that were brought in on those 30 visits from the Eagles. I thought the Eagles brought that FSU kid in. If I can remember correctly, I thought they brought Jermaine Johnson in on a visit. And part of that, when they were evaluating some edge rushers, when he came out of FSU, what was it, 2 years ago? I thought they brought him in. And they were looking at him. Yeah, the kid from Miami's just hurt too much. Silz, the NFC, in my opinion, has been taking over the league. The quarterbacks on the AFC side, their teams are getting weaker other than Mahomes. You think the Colts are getting weaker? I think the Colts look like the best team in the AFC right now. I'm an FSU and Eagle fan, but I don't think we brought him in for a visit. I could have swore they brought him in. Vermont Jones and Chubb both played under Vic. I'm assuming that's with the Miami Dolphins. Woolen, I heard his name already. The kid under Clint Hurt in Seattle with the head coach in Pete Carroll up in Seattle when he was up there. That's correct. That's right. Philly struggling. Philly is struggling most of all because of the O-line is clearly not healthy. Side note, AJ is going to New England for Christian Gonzalez. How he doesn't like the drama. That's another topic we have here. How do you think Hurts? How is this now affecting Jalen Hurts? How is A.J. Brown affecting Jalen Hurts? Let me give you my quick takeaway on this. He is handling this so much better than anything Donovan McNabb would ever have done. And I think Jalen Hurts is showing patience. Because if that's me, I'd be like, dude, shut the hell up. I'm getting tired of you. You and your ways. You know, there's always one guy in the building. There's always one guy on your team that you got to coddle. I'm sick of coddling it. And to me, it's coddling. Here's the problem with AJ. Bro, you make $36 million. You got a Super Bowl ring. You're on one of the best teams in the NFC. You have a shot to do something potentially remarkable. What's your problem? This is what leads me to believe this guy struggles with depression. He's just one of these guys that's never going to be satisfied. I think if he wins another Super Bowl, he won't be satisfied. These are tough people to play with, man. Is this part of the reason Tennessee got off his ass? Because, hey, look, I'm not telling you Tennessee did the right thing, because they did not. But, I mean, Jesus criminy, guy. There's nothing that makes this guy happy. He's like bipolar or something. I don't know. Now, look, you could also go on this side. We know what we did when we signed the guy. We know who he was. We know his personality. We understand this. We just have to deal with it. Hey, dude, the price of winning. Sometimes you got to eat some bullshit like this. Hey, dude, are we winning? Yeah. Is his mouth? Yeah. Well, I'm going to eat that bullshit. And again, I got it. This is a great comment here. He's not T.O. You know, he's not verbally going after like Jalen Hurts or anybody. You know, he does it cryptic and he does it, and you're like, Hey, did you hear what Hurts said today? Or was it yesterday? He said at the presser, he's like, yeah, I got prepped for it. That is the worst thing you can hear a player say. This is why I think in the offseason, I think A.J. Brown's out of here after this year. I do. I think he's gone. I think they're trading him. You got the quarterback of an NFL football team doing this. Hey, Jalen, do you keep an eye on AJ's social media? Yeah. I was prepped coming in. That means Bob Lang told him. So instead of answering questions about the upcoming game about the New York Giants, you've got to fucking sit there and answer questions about some psycho talking about what he posted on Instagram. Come on, dog. Listen, I know it's part of the position of quarterback. You got to kiss asses like that, but Jesus criminy. I mean, the organization's going to go, enough is enough. What's the Eagles' record when AJ isn't on the field? Hey, Kyle. It's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the mental health of the team. When the quarterback of the team has to address that bullshit all the time, you're going to either have to deal with it or you're going to move on from it. There's only one way to go here. He's not going to stop. Remember what I told you? What was it, 2 weeks ago? I said, if you think this thing's not going to ramp up and get more and become more part of this narrative every week, you're crazy. It's not going away. AJ wants to be, yeah, right. He does. I could see Philly doing something stupid like trading him for Milton, someone they should have never gotten rid of. Hey, listen, my friend, I agree. I honestly think AJ's messing with the media. Why? I don't really care that much. I'm responding to him. What's the end? Okay, how about this, Ryan? What's the fucking end game? Messing with the media. Does that sound like an organization that likes that public shit out there like that? What does Clint think about this issue? Those coaches on that side of the ball don't give a shit what's going on over there on that offensive side. They don't care. It's not affecting them. They're well coached on that side. Xander, I may have missed the super. I don't know. Guys, thank you. Please hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. Big Z's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Also, our boy Farzetta is going to join us at 4:30. Like I said, though, dude, I honestly think AJ's messing with the media. How many people believe that? Yep. I could see Philly doing something stupid like trading him. What was the Eagles' record? We got him. There you go, Xander. Thank you, brother. Silz Johnson played at Georgia. No, he didn't. Jermaine Johnson played at Florida State. Endgame should be a game plan utilizing AJ and Saquon through the media? Dude, Jeffrey Lurie is the guy that told Brandon Graham to get off the set of a radio, they did a radio remote, and he didn't like what he was saying about the relationship between A.J. Brown and Hurts. They stopped that shit immediately. I bet you he's traded this offseason. I'll make that prediction. I'll hang on that. I will, because I think if you don't win how about this? Listen, I'll put an asterisk on that. If they win a Super Bowl, he won't ask to be traded. If you don't, he will. Okay? He will. I think he's trolling some, but he's upset with the style of offense, especially because it isn't working. Well, you mean consistently working. I don't remember Gardner Johnson being this much of a distraction. Hey, isn't that funny? You guys got rid of Gardner Johnson. And the 2 years that he was on your defense, he was first in interceptions and second in the league in interceptions. And you went to the Super Bowl twice and you won one and you got rid of him. I guarantee you, if Gardner Johnson played on offense, there is no way in the world Gardner Johnson would not be a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. But because he's expendable and he plays on defense, they got rid of his ass. AJ's just as mouthy right now as Gardner Johnson is. That's why CJ's gone. Okay? Silz, if they gave AJ 5 to 10 targets a game, he'll shut up. I don't believe so. I think this is a guy that just likes to see the world burn. Dude, if you gave him 14, you know what he would come back and say? He'd come back and rip you for not throwing the ball for the last 7 games to him like this. You're missing the point here with him. There's no satisfying it. You've created this beast. Yes, this self-sabotaging beast type. I mean, look, he's not sabotaging his career. He's sabotaging his stay in Philly. You can talk yourself off a team. Tyreek Hill did. Tyreek Hill's behavior and his comments talked him his way off the team. That was a Super Bowl champion. Talked himself right off that team. Shit, Kansas City said this. Hey, I don't mind paying people, but I'm not paying that guy. I'm done with it. So the Eagles brought in Jay Johnson for a pre-draft visit. Very good. Thank you. I thought they did. I know they liked him. If AJ can't be satisfied here, then he could kick rocks. Listen, or, hey, you know what, too? Where the hell is Nick in this? I thought he had a control over his culture. AJ shreds that. AJ takes those comments every time that Nick Sirianni talks about a culture in your building, and he takes a piss on it. You know what? AJ Brown doesn't make Jalen Hurts look bad. AJ Brown makes Nick Sirianni look bad. Does he not? Every time he comes out and he talks about his process and culture in the building, AJ Brown, he pisses on it every day. Where's Nick in that? Nick doesn't tell him to be quiet. He lets him do it. Hot take, Nick in 5 years has had more drama than Reed did in his entire tenure. And he established a culture. He wouldn't put up with this. Hey, got rid of T.O. the next year for the sanity of his team. But get this. Here, Leon. AJ had 1,400, then over 1,000 while missing 3 games last year while winning a chip. If he's unhappy after that, trade his ass. Okay? Involve him more. Simple. He wants to feel needed. Okay, let me ask you something. You guys, this is really a great team topic here. Let me ask you something. Do you think Andy Reid was right to get rid of T.O. after what was it, 2 years? Like, what, 2 years was it? 1.5 years? Was he right to do that? I don't think he was. He wasn't right to get rid of him. T.O. and the quarterback got to a Super Bowl. You couldn't figure it out? Fix the relationship? know that both guys needed to have to work with one another, that's an Andy Reid failure. Andy didn't want to coach that? Tough shit. Tough shit. He was able to get away with it in Kansas City. You know why? He's got Patrick Mahomes. He's a better player than McNabb. Getting rid of players because they're mouthy or they're lunatics or they're bipolar, that's not a reason to get rid of them. Lawrence Taylor was a drug addict. LT was a drug addict. You see Parcells trading his ass. I'm coaching that. I don't give a shit what it looks like. Lawrence Taylor was a drug addict. Parcells went like this. Yeah, well, I'll take the heat after everything is said and done. That maybe I should have done more as a man to make sure that we did more for Lawrence Taylor as a man. But right now, I'm here to fucking win ball games. Silz, if the Eagles make a trade for Jermaine Johnson, I think it happens next week during the bye. Maybe. Whenever the 4th is, it could be the week of the 4th. You see my boy M. Reyes? He's one of them wokesters, isn't he? Lunatic. Yeah, lunatic guy. We talk honestly here. And if you want to take everything verbatim, now I know you are a wokester. You hear the word he used? How soft can you be, dude? I'm going to start calling you M. Sharman. There he is, M. Sharman. Oh, my God. You hear the word he used? Or never, ever in my life have I ever heard the word lunatic being used on a dude. M. Sharman. Not lunatic. Can't use that word. No. Lunatics win Super Bowls. I want some lunatics on my team. Dude, what do you, like I said, you think you're going to win Super Bowls with choir boys? I want lunatics, maniacs, leaders. I want them all. You got to coach them all. You can't just turn your back. Well, he's not, he's a lunatic and I don't want to coach him. Is the lunatic good? Yeah, well, I'm coaching that. That's how you win football games. He was lunatic. M. Sharman. That's his new name. M. Sharman. Oh, lunatic. Okay. God dang. Hey, I bet you hated that Trump that Instagram thing when he was dropping that feces on people. Guys, you talk about trolling. Guy's the ultimate troll. Silz, what grade would you give Vic in his first 28 games here? A+. He's a great coach. He's just a great coach. I'll go one higher. He's better than Jim Johnson. He's the best coordinator you've ever had. Him and Buddy are the two best defensive coordinators you've ever had. Take one crazy motherfucker. No. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. That's a good take. I'll have to answer to that. Johnson was in fact brought in by the Eagles. He was scheduled to be a top 5 pick at FSU. They liked him a lot. Thanks, Marsh. I thought they brought him in. Well, here, Donald. Don't the results? Aren't they showing you? Look at Dean. He saved Dean's career. Nolan Smith's a better ball player. He found Zach Bond on a trash pile and turned him into a first-team All-Pro. He's playing with secondary guys like Adoree Jackson, who are yesterday's trash, and they're starting with the Eagles. I mean, Nakobe Dean, his career was dying. Nolan Smith was going nowhere. Right? Hey, actually, how many people would make this comment? Don't you think Jordan Davis and his career have benefited from Vic Fangio being here? Sliding him over from the 3 to the nose? Him and Clint? I think so. He's made Jordan Davis better. I mean, he's Jod Campbell's looks like he's somebody. Cooper is turning out to be a Pro Bowl, like all-pro dude. Dude, I said that guy'd make first team all-pro. I think he's going to. I'll tell you what, Kyle Hamilton ain't. If Kyle Hamilton makes first team all-pro over that dude, okay, then you know it's rigged when it comes to the all-pro team because he's a better football player. And slot is, to me, a lot like safety. It's not corner. Vic tells you that all the time. Silz, I was at a conference and Joe Gibbs was the speaker. He talked about a player he didn't name and told crazy stories about. I know who it is. You want to know who it is? Do you want to know who that player is? I know who it is. I'll tell you who told me who it is. I know who it is. Bobby Beathard told me who it was. Eric, do you want to know who it is? It's not Sapp. Yes. It's Dexter Manley. Dexter Manley was bipolar and was a complete lunatic. He couldn't read. You know, he would always have the newspaper in front of him, the Washington Post. He couldn't read. Dexter Manley could not read. He got through college at Oklahoma State. Jimmy Johnson told me he was just a lunatic. Dexter played for Jimmy at Oklahoma State. Before Jimmy got to the Hurricanes, Jimmy coached him. Guy was nuts. Just nuts. But he had to coach him because you know why? The guy's a great player. He's just a great football player. Yeah, A.J. Brown, getting rid of him because he acts like this, I think they'll get rid of him. Me personally, I wouldn't. If you had a decent coach in the building, he could coach him. I think, you know what? I'll take that back. I don't think Nick's done a bad job. I think they coddle the guy. Yeah, I'm going to say one more time to you. I have no insight on this. And I'm not going to ask Clint Hurt a question like this because it's insulting. I think he took a mental health day. I don't think it's got anything to do with a hamstring. I think it's a mental health day. If that guy's having a hamstring trouble and he's out there at practice and he's running around the way he was and he's in street clothes and you're not getting rehab, bro, come on, man. That's not what that is. Or they're either trading him and they're not trading him. Is Mitchell having an all-pro year? I don't think so. I think he's having a Pro Bowl year, but not a first-team all. No. No. Okay? Yeah, I'm not getting rid of people because they're psychos. I want half my team to be fucking psychotic. Playing football psychotic. I mean, running into somebody? Hello? Tackling people, knocking people out. I mean, hello. You got to be a little nuts. Silz might be the only honest guy in the media scene. It's refreshing having a network that says what they want. Thank you. That's the idea of the show. Always has been. And I've done my broadcasting career for 35 years with that exact line right there. Thank you. Absolutely true. Yeah, running into people on purpose too. Yeah, I'm going to run into you. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. Scatterbrain. Scatterbrain. Yeah, pretty soon it may be scatterbrain. Yeah, dude. Get this. I hear people, of course you're going to get soft media people that are going to do this. Silz, do you think we should trade AJ? Why? Because he's a lunatic. That's not the reason for me to trade him. That's not the reason for me. Actually, M. Reyes, that's pretty funny. Scatterbrain. Hey, that's not a reason for me to get rid of Gardner Johnson. AJ Brown goes on Twitter or goes on X, Instagram, whatever. I think it's funny. It is for me. But I don't think that organization takes it like that. I don't think they like to be made stupid. And I think that makes their coach look dumb. Actually, Nick not addressing it makes me think he's handling it pretty decent. Yeah, no. At first I'm like this. Where's Nick in this? Then I started thinking, hang on. I think they came with the philosophy they're not going to address it. And the less they address it, the better. Because it tempers it more. When they start addressing it, the end is near. When Jalen Hurts starts addressing it, that was the first time Jalen addressed it. That was a small yellow flag for me. Not a red flag, but that was a small yellow flag. Okay? It makes sense. As a college player, you played your ass off to get to the league. Now you get paid and you got a Super Bowl. He wants to be coached harder. Yeah, okay. See this guy here? Yeah, Greg Popovich also got exposed by his players. Once Tim Duncan left, he sucked ass in San Antonio. Once they lost their players, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Duncan, he was completely exposed as a shitty coach. He never had a winning record after that. Look it up. Look it up. Once all those players left, never won again. I don't know if he ever had a 500 record. A coach exposed, not having his good players. R.C. Slocum wasn't in the building to save his ass anymore. That's why, too. Okay? Oh, he was president of the operation after Slocum left. Let's see here. I think it was after Kawhi left. You're right. It was after Kawhi left when he couldn't convince Kawhi Leonard in his prime to stay. Greg Popovich. Let's see. Spurs year to year. Spurs year to year. I don't know if Duncan was on that team when they won the NBA championship. I don't think he was on that team. I'm not sure if they won the championship the last year when they won it. I believe they won the title when. The last one, was it 98? 2-2, no, 04, 6. Yeah, the 2006, I think that 2013, that's right. They won in 13. Here's his last years. Here's Greg Popovich's last 10 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's his last 10 years. 34-48, 22-60, 22-60, 34-48, 33-39, 32-39, 48-34, 47-35. His last couple of years, he got exposed because he didn't have the players on the team. Didn't have him. Yeah, Tim Duncan was on that team. Duncan was on the 13 team. Once Duncan left, what do you think? You think Jerome Brown was a normal dude? Right? Got to tell you, man. This is some. I can't wait for Sunday. I can't. There is no reason that the Philadelphia Eagles should not kill this team on Sunday. Let's see. I'm going to make a prediction right now. 40-7. Better not come in anything lower than that. Oh, we going to have a problem on the post-game show. 40-7. And by the way, I got here, look, watch this. I got an arm injury here, Xander. I'm going to have to sit out a little bit here, like AJ with my hamstring injury today. What a bullshit thing that is. It's the same one he hurt when he was in training camp, I'm hearing. Is that right? All right. You got to be kidding me, man. Yeah. All right. Without further ado, the man. Woo! Does he have a tough job? Yes, he does. Hey, John. You know, this is just conversation here. Look at how he does it. He's like Big Silz now. You know, he throws that. Hey, this is just conversation here. The guy's hanging out there, you know, and hamstring injury. You don't think the trade or hell no, fuck that. Not in a million. You know, like, hey, whoa. We're only having a conversation, Junior. Without further ado, by the way, I love me some John McMullen. I do. John does a spectacular job for us. Without further ado, the man who also does a spectacular job for us is Big Z, Xander Krause. He joins us now.
My man, Big Silz. What's going on, brother?
What do you think of that hamstring injury?
I don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, you do.
Well, no, I just think it's fair.
It's bullshit. It's what it is.
If when Trey Hendrickson misses a game and every Eagle fan in the world says to me, it's because they're trading him, how do they not at the very least entertain the thought process that as we get closer to the deadline, they're holding AJ for that? Now, I don't actually think they're doing that, to be honest with you. I don't think that's what's happening there. I don't think they're going to trade him in the middle of the season. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't know what the team gets. Now, maybe if you're talking about AJ for Myles Garrett or something like that, like, I don't know, maybe, but I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense to do that at this point. So I don't know what to make of it. You know, I don't know. Is AJ okay? Who knows? I'm sure he's going to play. We'll see what ends up happening.
Okay. Well, here's my takeaway with it.
By the way, that gambling story is about to get is just getting started.
This goes into the locker of the Lakers. This goes into the locker.
We're ready for this? Now, this came out. Maybe you saw this. This came out before your show, but I didn't see it until just now. Court documents reveal details of LeBron James's injury were sold by his friend Damon Jones, who got arrested today. Prior to a 2023 game against the Bucks, Jones told his ring to place a bet on the Bucks before LeBron's game status was revealed. It's getting interesting. Now, the only reason I say that is because LeBron is a kingpin in the sports world. He's a kingpin in basketball. Whether you like the guy or not is not my point. So I don't I don't know, man. We're in an interesting spot with all this sports gambling companies. I will say this. Who would have thunk it? All the leagues are in bed with all the biggest sports betting companies, FanDuel and DraftKings and this and casinos. And who would have thought that we would have a gambling scandal a couple years later? I mean, come on, man. But we'll see what ends up happening.
Greatest thing ever happened in the NBA.
Are the leagues rigged? Are we covering a sport that's rigged?
You know what my wife said to me? She laughed at me when I got off the morning show. She goes like this to me, Xander. I told you the other day the whole fucking thing's rigged. And I went, it's not rigged. The NFL, she's like this. She goes, really? And I go, well, I don't know. And then I started thinking, what are the two most significant penalties that referees have in their hand? Holding and pass interference. The most subjective calls in all of football, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could call holding every play. You could call PI on every pass.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's really subjective to the officials. That's why they make it as vague as
I wonder if we're covering an illusion. I wonder if we're covering a fake.
Wait. But don't
predetermined outcomes. I spend my whole life talking about fucking sports, and you're telling me some stiff sitting in a high rise is making all the calls? You got to be kidding me.
How about this one, though? Don't you think certain people and certain teams get benefit of calls?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wouldn't you give the Eagles the benefit of the fact on calls over the Carolina Panthers?
I watched the Philadelphia Eagles lose a Super Bowl on one of the worst holding calls I've ever seen in my life. I watched Dallas Goedert get mauled at the goal line a couple of weeks ago at the end of the football game.
Yeah.
And then
the Giant game.
Yeah. I watched Dallas. No, that wasn't the Giant game. That was the Bronco game. Dallas Goedert got mauled at the goal line. No call. Nah, no PI there. I don't know about that, ref. Who knows, man? Who knows? I hope we're not covering a lie. I hate lying.
You think LeBron is involved?
Directly? Probably not. Why? Like, think about it. Like, why?
Right.
Bro,
why?
Like, LeBron James is worth $1 billion+.
Michael Jordan was suspended for gambling in a soft way, though, when those 2 years when he got caught in the Eastern Conference in Atlantic City. As far as I'm concerned, I always believed those 2 years away from the game was a suspension that he got caught gambling. Dude, he was gambling in Atlantic City in between games 5 and 6 in Atlantic City.
It was AJ.
AJ, that's right. The Buck game.
The Buck game. Ryan says, bro, Bradbury literally said I held him. Yeah, bro, you don't think Bradbury could be bought off? There's hundreds of millions of dollars to be made.
Where's Bradbury today? He's in a yacht somewhere, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
I don't know. I just think it's an interesting story today, though.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah. It's beyond interesting, man. All right. Is the Giant game the game that Saquon Barkley turns back into Superman?
Yes. Not Superman, but I think Saquon gets 100 yards this game. I'm not looking for Superman. I don't need him to be Superman. It's versus the New York Giants. But I think this is the game he gets 100 yards. And I know that this defense is good against the run. And, you know, they do play a style of defense that's a little bit harder to run against, especially, you know, going up against Dexter Lawrence when you don't have Cam Jurgens out there. But, you know, this is a team that just threw the ball the best they have in a year versus one of the best pass defenses in football in Brian Flores and the Vikings. So this is a team that should be able to impose their will when they want. That's my belief. That's never wavered. And when they don't do that, that's when you start to question the team. If they want to get Saquon going, this is good. They're going to be able to do it this game. I think Saquon comes out and has a $110 in the game.
Okay.
22 carries.
So you think they go heavy in this?
Well, I think they're still going to have a good balanced approach, but not that they always have a balanced approach, but I think they're going to have a balanced approach, and 22 carries for 110 is my prediction for Saquon.
Okay, I'm going to give you something here to remember. By the way, Super Chats will be read at the end of this. This is what I'm going to do for all of you Philadelphians and what I'm going to do for all you Eagle fans.
Uh-oh.
Giants, Packers, Lions, Cowboys, Bears, and Chargers. And those next games, if Jalen Hurts leads this team through his great passing attack, I will concede you can do it on a weekly basis.
What are you saying? If they can pass the ball this week, you're going to say we can do it?
No, not this week. I said if the Giants, the Packers, and the Lions, and the Cowboys, the Bears, and the Chargers, all potential playoff teams except for the Giants, divisional game. If you're going to lead through the air and he's winning all those games through the air,
well,
I will all through the air. You that this guy has taken the team and has put it on his back, and he is no longer the fucking caboose that he is.
You guys see what Silz does. He creates these expectations that are nobody wins 8 games straight on their arm alone.
Why,
Nobody
you won 14. You won 14 last year.
On the ground.
Oh, whoa. You see, because this is going to lead me to this. I don't believe you're getting your run game back.
You don't?
Nope.
Well, it ain't because of Saquon Barkley.
No. I just don't think you're going to be healthy enough.
Don't create that. Look, you just created another bullshit expectation on the game this weekend. If they don't win 40-7, the post game. 40-7. It's the NFL, guy. Get a grip.
Wait. No. You're telling me you shouldn't. Well, look, you're probably 14-point favorites in this game. The Giants have nothing. I don't even know how they beat the piss out of you last time. I have no idea.
Well, they have confidence. They got swagger. They got belief. And that goes a long way. I mean, you're telling me Jackson Dart can beat us with Wan'Dale Robinson? I mean, there's something else that going on there. That
everybody's got a fucking plan until they get punched in the face.
Well, did they get punched? This is my question on the Giants. How do they respond to last week? It's one thing to respond after beating the Eagles on a high. It's another thing to blow the lead that they did in the fourth quarter on national TV last week versus the Broncos and then come back and answer the bell. That's my question. What will Dart and Skadaboo look like this week?
Man. Yeah, I got 40-7.
Birds?
I think they're going to beat the piss out of them. I don't think
Silz creating faulty expectations.
No, I think you should kill this. You don't think they should kill this team on Sunday?
There's only one time since I started hosting programs that I predicted a blowout for the Eagles. Only one game I predicted a blowout. It was the NFC Championship game last year because I knew the Giant Commanders were going to get their fucking ass beat.
Right, they hadn't been there in 25 years.
Yeah, we're not gonna beat this team 40-7.
Come on, man. Have a little. What was that you just got through telling me? Expectations and faith and belief.
Bro, it's an NFC East opponent. Come on, man.
I got higher
expectations. Beat them 40-7.
You for your old football team.
You don't just beat them 40-7 because Sileo wants them to.
Yes, you better. Here's another one here for you. So Jaylen Carter, man. This guy's got 0 sacks in 7 games.
He's creating pressure, though, man.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I heard Vic Fangio say the only reason Jalen Hunt got an interception last week because of Jalen Carter.
Okay.
Jalen Carter's a defensive tackle. Do defensive tackles make all their money on getting sacks, Big Silz? You were a defensive tackle.
Okay. No, but a guy I'm going to pay $40 million to having goose egg sacks? And talking to me about I'm not looking I can't name you one legendary defensive tackle that had 0 sacks.
Kayvon Hargrave had 11 sacks in Philly. You think that guy's a better player?
Nobody's calling him fucking legendary.
My point is that the sacks for a DT are funny, and many times, they're not even worth a shit. Javon Hargrave at 11 here. He wasn't worth a shit. He went to the 49ers and was a stiff.
Well, I don't think Jaylen Carter's playing very great this year. I think he's had great moments.
That's different. If you want to tell me he's not in shape,
everyone was fucking 9-10 sacks at the beginning of the year for the guy.
He's not in shape. I agree. Can he be better? Absolutely. Is he living up to expectation this year? Probably not. Falling a little bit short. He has no sacks. Doesn't do it for me.
So if he ends the season with no sacks and the defensive, okay, here's something else. You're 22nd in run defense right now. I mean,
well, how much of that? I mean, my question on the defense, all the defensive numbers right now, how much of them fall on the fact that the offense, with the exception of last week, has largely been pretty shitty this year? They lead, they're one of the top teams in the league in 3 and outs. You know, how much of that is on the deep? I mean, yeah. By the way, you've also been down in games. So the run defense is not going to be as good or graded out as good when you're playing this style of football. Last year, they were the best run defense in football. That's because every team was damn behind us. They were throwing the ball all over the place.
I had higher expectations for him this year, and I thought everyone else did at the beginning of the year when we were talking about double-digit sacks for the interior guy and creating. Again, I got it. You're right. The Minnesota play that he had. But one of the reasons why also they were still in the game was because they were able to move on play action, and they made it a 6-point game. Man, how we so drop our expectations. No. Okay, here's another one for you, Junior.
I don't drop expectations. I analyze what I see.
Jaylen
Carter's still making an impact.
You bet.
If you're going to tell me
you're damn right. I played the position, and you're right.
If you're going to tell me he's not worth $40 million at this point, I'll have that conversation. I agree. Okay. That is because you have a $40 million expectation on a player. That's where I'll meet you and say, yeah. I mean, that's a big expectation, and that comes with a standard that must be met, or you're not that type of player. That is fine. I think he's still having a solid year. I think he's still a massive impact on the game. My biggest gripe on him so far is he still acts like a child at times, and you saw it in week 1 when he spit on Dak Prescott. And are you giving a $40 million player that? And do you have an anchor of your defense that does that type of shit? At some point, Jalen, you're going to have to grow the fuck up. Jaylen Carter, that is. That's a bigger concern to me than him having a goose egg on sacks. I don't really care.
So spitting on someone and not being in shape, how do you feel about that?
That is more of a concern to me. That is simple things that you can control.
In an extension year.
Right. You can control that. That's on you as a man. What you do in the offseason, what you do in your free time, what you do when the lights aren't on, what you do when nobody's watching you. That, I think, is fair criticism of Jaylen Carter. And honestly, I think if you said it to him, he would say, yeah, you're right. I mean, I got to be better, or I have to do things differently. So that's fair.
Do you think BG being in there kind of sparks that fire a little bit?
Maybe. I mean, I heard something that some player yesterday was speaking, and he was like, normally it's quiet during stretching, but BG's back, and you hear BG hooting and hollering at everybody. No, I mean, seriously, we joke about that stuff, but sometimes that's a good thing, man. Sometimes that really does push people.
Used to do that all the time.
Right, each individual play. If you can be 1% better on a play because BG's hollering at you, that over time that adds up to make you incrementally better. Yeah, right. I agree. Loosens you up, add some fun to the game, get you something to play for outside of just, being at practice. Oh, I'm going to shut BG up or whatever the case might be. So I think BG adds something in that realm, but
I don't know. Now we're going to go to my favorite guy.
Oh, no.
EJ Brown. Boy, do I love me some AJ
Brown. What's EJ?
All day. Energy AJ. Anything you want, baby. I gotta. This was a yellow flag, not a red flag for me. It was a yellow flag. When Jalen was asked the question.
To spit on Dak. Yo, dude, we didn't have fucking the player for the whole game. That's costing your team. I don't give a shit that you think this is a street fight and you think it's funny that he spit on another quarterback. What are you, macho, easy 06?
What are you doing over in the huddle, too, on the first play?
I like that. We lost the player for the game. That's a stupid move, brother.
Stupid move. Stupid move, man.
Sorry to cut you off.
Reggie and Jerome aren't doing that bullshit, man.
All right, go back to EJ Brown. I don't even know. What are you calling him EJ for?
I'm talking about Energy AJ, baby. AJ Brown here. I saw something that was a yellow flag to me. Quarterback had to address. Yeah, I had to be prepped. Coming into the conversation, talking, he was prepared to answer a question on AJ Brown. So I ask you about his relationship. How much do you think all of this stuff is affecting Jalen Hurts in being able to run his football team? AJ Brown and all of the things that, again, I mean, how much do you believe that this is hurting him in his leadership role when you got a guy chirping every fucking week about something and he's trying to keep everyone focused in the building. And there's one guy who's kind of like chirping and people are going to go like this. Well, he's trolling the media. Well, get this. It's now become a distraction that the quarterback had to answer it.
Yeah, quarterback had to talk about it. I don't know if it's taken away from him. I weirdly think that Jalen's personality is kind of a good leadership style to handle specifically something like this, because he just doesn't pay much mind to it. Everybody has different leadership styles, and there's pros and cons to every different style. Jalen has his cons and his styles, but I do think in this realm, he answers, I'm focused on the collective, whatever that means.
I had no idea what that meant.
I do think that Jalen is a focused guy. He's a focused guy. I think he practices what he preaches in terms of keeping the main thing, and main thing.
All right.
But I think he's focused, and tell AJ Brown to shut the hell up. I've been team AJ the whole year. Dude, shut up. All right. You shouldn't have signed the damn contract in Philly if all you were going to do was bitch about targets. All right. Seriously. I'm so sick of it.
Do you think he's putting his personal agenda and his personal goals ahead of team goals?
Well, no, I think it's a natural,
Well, he's not happy. He's not happy. Or
yeah, wait, I'm not one of the fans that like acts like the only thing that should matter to every player on a 53-man roster is whether the Eagles win the Super Bowl or not. I know fans like to believe that, and that's what fans care about, because we're fans of the Eagles. We want to win the game. That is a pie in the sky world to expect 53 men who are paid and judged and graded and ranked on individual success to not care about their individual success. I think that's naive. So I think there's a natural human element to AJ is happy with the team's success, but AJ doesn't want to get to the end of his career and average 880 yards a year. He doesn't. He wants to get the football. He wants to dominate players. He wants to be remembered. I mean, you said something perfectly today, and people might not want to acknowledge this, and people might get mad at AJ for it, but it's the reality of the situation. Justin Jefferson's going to the Hall of Fame.
You bet he is.
Justin Jefferson's going to the Hall of Fame. He never has to play in a Super Bowl in his life. He's going to the Hall of Fame. AJ Brown will not be remembered the same way, even with multiple Super Bowls. So it's just something to consider. I mean, I think AJ's trying to balance that right now. And, I mean, by the way, even Devontae. I mean, we leave Devontae out because he's quiet publicly. But I started listening to that podcast he was on with Pat Surtain and Terrion Arnold, the Bama DBs podcast, closed on Sunday. It's a great pod, but they even said to Devontae in there, like, damn, you have no All-Pros? You have no Pro Bowls? And he'll
never be first team All-Pro in that offense.
Like, think about that though. Like, that's what Devontae's hearing from players that he played and dominated with at Alabama.
That's correct.
Damn, bro, you have no Pro Bowls? How do you have no Pro Bowls? And he's like, hey, I'm trying to find the beauty in the game. I look for the good. That weighs on people. There's a human element to the game. They are not robots. If anybody thinks they're robots, go watch the Saquon Barkley documentary.
So I'm not saying you, but you think that Heisman doesn't mean anything to him then?
It means a ton to him.
Right. Why wouldn't Pro Bowl?
Right. It does mean shit. I'm not exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that stuff will never matter. It does matter.
It does.
Whether people like it or not, it does matter. So who knows?
Well, here. I'll give you an example. Julian Edelman's got 3 Super Bowl rings. He's a Super Bowl MVP. That guy ain't going nowhere near the Hall of Fame. He's going nowhere near the Hall of Fame. You got 3 rings. Get this. Listen to his numbers here. he's got, and when it comes to postseason, he's got some of the greatest numbers in postseason history because of all the years they played in the postseason. He's one of the greatest postseason receivers. Bro, that guy's not going to Hall of Fame. He's got a Super Bowl MVP as a receiver. Don't talk to me about fucking Super Bowl rings and all that shit. Guys want that gold jacket.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And they should, by the way. I mean, that they should. Anybody who, like, again, did anybody, like, want success in their own life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to think about, somebody that wouldn't want to be successful in their sport and in their profession and in their, you know, in their position group and all those different things. It all has to work for the collective. I agree. But at the end of the day, the only person who really doesn't care because he can is Jalen Hurts. And that's a very different evaluation for quarterbacks, unfortunately, for all the other players. That's why Jalen doesn't care, because winning matters more to a quarterback than any other position on the field. Always will. It's the nature of the beast. It always will. But it's, you know, it's easier for Jalen to say, who cares about stats? Who cares about numbers as long as we win? Well, because he's the only guy who's getting all the credit for the wins. Just like he got Super Bowl MVP last year. Meanwhile, the defense held Pat Mahomes to, you know, freaking under 50 yards in the first half of the game, for crying out loud.
Okay, well, then let's play that with Jalen. So Jalen Hurts wins one more Super Bowl. He's gone to 3. He's got a Super Bowl MVP, and he doesn't have a ton of numbers. He's going to be okay not going to the Hall of Fame?
Jalen might get to the Hall of Fame if he wins another.
That's
how many quarterbacks have won?
Eli Manning right now is going to be a tough putt for him to get in the next couple of years.
Yeah, but Eli Manning doesn't have the career win percentage that Jalen has. Eli Manning's a 500 quarterback.
And then, Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
I know that, but hear me out. How many times have you heard in the Hall of Fame talk, specifically about Eli, Jason Cole on this program? He's a 500 quarterback.
Okay.
A perfect example of quarterbacks have a different evaluation scale.
That's right. They'll hold numbers against him.
But
they'll hold winning against.
If Jalen wins, if
he wins one more, that's not a given.
I know it's not a given, but you're missing what I'm telling you.
Okay, what am I? Okay, tell me.
I'm telling you that at 2 Super Bowls for AJ and 2 Super Bowls for Jalen, who does it help more?
Oh, the quarterback, of course.
Absolutely. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to be a lock for him to get in. I'm saying it's easier for Jalen to care less about stats because the wins and the team
accolades. I'm asking you. I'm asking you, is he going to be okay with not making if it comes down to that? Because he'll be a questionable guy. And they'll question because of the numbers. If he comes in at 30,000 yards passing, 3 Super Bowl appearances, him getting in, that's not going to be a given. It's not a given right now for Eli to make it. And I've said that. He's 117 and 117. I get it.
Yeah.
But he does have 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Yeah, I mean,
and he beat Brady twice.
Yeah, I mean, Hurts beat Mahomes, so that's a feather in his cap there. So.
He's not going into the Hall of Fame this year. You know who is? Drew Brees.
Yeah, 80,000 passing yards.
Well, he's only got 1.
I know, and he had 10 years. I think he played 20 years. He only made the playoffs 10 years.
Right, and he's got 1 Super Bowl win. I think that I don't think they got 2 Super Bowl appearances. I don't think he got him twice.
No, he only went once, I'm pretty sure.
All right. How do you think Sirianni's handled the distractions?
I mean, how does he handle anything? You don't know because he doesn't tell you anything.
You know what, though? Let me, believe it or not, go on the side of Nick. Don't you think not addressing it is the best remedy?
I'm okay with it, yeah. I'm used to it. Nick Saban is my favorite coach of all time. Nick Saban didn't give shit.
I think the more you address the bullshit, I think the more you make of it. You know, I think letting this – I actually think that they've handled AJ. And let me go here. I brought this up earlier. Andy Reid fucked up by letting T.O. go. You couldn't coach that? You couldn't get those 2 guys on the same page? It probably cost you a Super Bowl.
I think that was more Donovan, dude.
Okay, well, that's also the head coach's responsibility to tell these 2 guys, bro, you need one another. You have to have each other if you're going to win. It's a team sport. We say this all the time. Dude, Hey, Xander, you got to have a bunch of assholes sometimes. You got to have a bunch of psychos. You got to have a bunch of leaders. You got to have a whole melting pot full of people in your locker room. You can't coach one style of player. You're not going to win that way.
Yeah,
you
I agree.
Coach them all. You and I both talked about Gardner Johnson not being on the team. No excuse to let that guy walk out because what? He had a T-shirt on and some other bullshit. Tell him to take it off. Have a coach and look at it and go, get the fuck with that. What are you doing here? Let's go. I need you. That's what I mean. I don't subscribe to. Well, I'm going to get rid of the guy. Like everyone, me personally, I don't want to get rid of AJ. What? Because he's a psycho?
I don't either. I don't want to get rid of AJ.
If they don't win a Super Bowl, he'll demand a trade.
I think even if they win a Super Bowl, he'll demand a trade.
Why would you want to leave that? Oh, numbers.
Because we just went through this. We just won the Super Bowl, and he's bitching.
Yeah, numbers.
So if we win another one, he's going to be like, all right, now I got 2. Now I really want out of here.
No. I added this up. Check this out. You got $36 million a year annually. You know, Super Bowl ring. You're on one of the top teams in the NFC. Bro, I think he's just one of these guys that likes the world burning, man. No matter what happens, he ain't ever going to be satisfied with anything. And so you got to coach that. Don't you agree? Either you tolerate it or you don't.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just don't know what world we're living in where he's going to get the ball as much as he wants to. I mean, he got it a lot in 22, man. Or 23, I think he had over 100 catches.
Yeah, but no Barkley on the team.
Yeah. Well, Barkley's not running the ball a lot right now. Jalen Hurts is like 10th in the league in passing yards. He is. Devontae Smith is top 10 in the league in receiving yards right now.
It's crazy.
So at one point, you have to start looking at AJ too.
One game turned that whole narrative around.
Well, no, not really, because if you look at it, it's actually 3 games. No, I'm not saying 3 games of competence. I'm saying 3 games of passing. Jalen had 278, 280, and then 315. So it was 3 games of an uptick in passing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the offenses look good in the previous.
No, you're right.
I'm just saying they threw the ball
with the uptick, they're still 1 and 2. You're right.
Yeah, right. But they threw the ball more in the last 3 games.
That's right.
So at one point, it's like
you sacrifice wins. You sacrifice wins to uptake the.
And he still barely got numbers.
Yeah.
Last week he got 120, but he only got 4 catches.
Right. You're 1 and 2 when you had to uptick the passing game.
Yeah.
Interesting. And when you didn't, you were unbeaten. It's kind of crazy to think. I mean, it's a wild. John says it's the craziest team ever. It surely is, dude.
It's a weird team. It is a weird team.
All right. Well, the offensive line, we broached this a little bit earlier. Do you think the offensive line is going to come back this year and be the dominant offensive line that they've been the last 5 years?
Probably not to that level, no. Actually, I would say definitely not to that level. I mean, they don't look like that right now. They've shown nothing this year to believe that they would be that. I mean, Landon Dickerson is banged up. Did you hear John? I was talking to John before the show today, and he mentioned it on the show. So it's not like I'm hiding anything, but or saying anything I shouldn't. But John's like, yeah, I don't think Landon's getting any better. Like Landon said to him in the locker room, I'm 75%, but that's not 75% of like where I could be. It's 75% of like where I am this year. Yeah, right.
He's telling
Landon,
you
I don't think Landon.
He's telling you he's a little bit better than Brett Toth right now.
Exactly. 75% of what he was in call it week 2 and 3.
Who are you more concerned with, Landon or Cam?
Short term or long term? Just this year?
That's a great back question.
Honestly, I'm equally concerned this year and long term.
That's a great question.
Think about it, dude. Long term and short term, I'm kind of equally concerned about both. I mean, hear me out.
I am.
Landon's got ankles and knees. All right.
And a history.
Two ACLs. And now you have Cam, which is a back surgery, which is the most scary to me.
Absolutely.
So Landon has a longer list of injuries. Cam has a deadly injury. Not deadly, that's not the right word. But a bad injury in terms of rehabbing from a back is a problem.
Deadly career-wise.
Deadly career-wise. That's what I meant.
That's a great back question. Man, if I had to pick right now, I'd probably be more concerned with Cam because I just gave him the contract and he's younger.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they gave him that contract this summer. That was this summer. That was after he got out from under the knife on his back surgery. Without ever seeing him take the football field, they gave him that extension.
You think Landon Dickerson has a short career in Philly?
I don't want to say yes to your question, but I might have to say yes to your question. And I don't think it will be anything about because he's not a good player. I think it will be because his career is short. Yeah, it's his career is just going to be short. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go full pessimism here. There might only be one offensive lineman on this team that's here 3 years from now. Mailata.
And he's struggling.
And he's struggling. Well, I think he's struggling because nobody else is good right now. But I'm just saying, like, think about that. Steen maybe could be here. Maybe. Lane is going to be done. Dickerson, man, as good as he is, as dominant as he is, as great as he was last year.
2 years.
Is anybody envisioning a world where he's going to be like
no way
healthy as shit in the next couple of years? I don't know. I hope he can be.
Sure.
And then Cam Jurgens, I mean, that's concerning because back surgery I don't like back, bro. I'm telling you, man, I do not like back surgeries. I said that in the summer when they paid him. I don't like back surgeries. I never have. Why would anybody? Scary. And think about this. How many times did I do this? That's what a center does all day.
And remember, you're taking doubles on when you're
yeah. Like that's not good on a back that was operated on. I had my ankle operated on 8 years ago. When I go skiing or I play basketball out of my driveway or I do anything, I still feel my ankle. I still feel it.
Of course you do.
So if you have a back surgery,
shit, when you're older, you'll limp.
I know I will.
Okay.
I already kind of do. And then my problem was I never did the proper PT because I went right back to college. Scootering around the Alabama campus, my friend.
Yeah, get drunk and falling down at night. That's what you
I had wait. Here's the funniest story. I was never a great student in high school. I got to Alabama and I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of everybody telling me I'm dumb because I'm not dumb. I just never cared about school.
Yeah, me too.
I get to school, Alabama. I got a 4.0 GPA first semester. Perfect 4.0. I remember I was on the dean's list. It was posted on Alabama's website, whatever, all this crap. I sent it to my family. I come home for Christmas break for this. That's when I had my double ankle surgery because I had osteomyelitis in my ankle, replaced my whole ankle. I go back to school on a scooter. I can't get to class. The campus is massive. I stopped going to class because I'm scootering everywhere, Ubering to class. I'm a broke college kid. I go from a 4.0 to a 1.8.
You know why you went from a 1.8? Because you could stay in college if you get over a 1.67. And he knew it. Let me tell you how I did my schooling.
At the end of my college career.
I never went to school during the entire regular year. You know, I made all my grades up. I went.
Oh, you were a player. School. You had different.
No, wait a minute. I went to summer school, and what I did was I showed up to these like tiered classes where you don't have attendance. Just go in for the midterm, get the blue book. Then I'd get in there and I'd fucking do my deal, and I'd get B's and C's, and somehow I'd have a C average. I hated school, man. I saw no reason for it. It had no bearing on my life whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I saw nothing. Hey, do you think that – I hate to throw this at you here. You don't think the Tush Push has had a lasting effect on these guys?
Yes, I do. Are you kidding me?
Even the guy in Los Angeles, Becton,
all three of them. The three main guys who are featured in the Tush Push, the three main guys, every one of them is hurt this year. Yeah. Every one of them. And two of them had surgeries in the offseason. I'm not sure if Becton had a surgery. I don't think he did.
No. But he's been hurt. He's been banged up. I mean,
think about that. I mean, anybody who says it didn't affect him is denying reality. The evidence is overwhelming that it impacted them. Overwhelming. Now, it could also be the 480 rushing carries as well. You know, that's a part of it as well. Playing 20-plus games, playing into February, all those different things add into it. But a play where you're beating on, you know, right behind them. I mean, Cam Jurgens, ask Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey spoke about this on a podcast. He hates the tush push. He likes it because it's successful, but he hated running the tush push. It's brutal. Look at it, guys. Would you want to be in the middle of that fucking pile?
Absolutely not.
Looks brutal.
Absolutely not, man. No way whatsoever.
100% impacted him.
I think they have to upgrade in the offseason on Steen.
I
don't think he's a physical guy. I think he's a finesse guy.
Yeah, but they might not be able to. I'll tell you why. What are you doing in the draft this year? You got to get.
I was going there.
You got to get a Lane Johnson replacement, don't you? How
Well,
many years are we going to wait to get that?
This is where we're going here with that. Is in April's draft coming up. As of right now, on October 23rd, is the need on this team corner, edge, or O-line now?
Corner right now or in the draft?
Right now, today, you think it's corner, edge, or O-line?
I don't think they're going to trade for an O-lineman or anything like that.
No way. They're going to go into the draft.
Yeah. Well, that would be
the question is going to be how high in the draft.
Are you asking me if they're going to make a move for one of these things right now or later in the draft?
I'm next April in the draft.
Okay,
I should probably say, if you had to pick a first rounder right now, would you go corner, edge, or O-line?
You need an edge bad, and you need an offensive lineman bad. Bad.
Think how fast that narrative changed on the O-line.
They might go O-line next year in the draft. I know people don't love, people like the splash here, but they're going to go back to their original setup.
Where do you think the Eagles are going to pick in the draft? The bottom?
Toward the bottom.
Toward the bottom, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're already, at 5-2. Now they could fall.
Well, that's kind of where the really good old linemen hang out too. And this year's going to be
loaded. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get. I'm looking for a Lane.
Get the Ohio State kid. No,
I'm looking for a Lane or Caden Proctor from Alabama.
Yeah. I think they need O-line, dude.
Who's the Ohio State kid? What's that kid's name? He's left tackle. Blanking on his name right now.
Let me get.
I know he's an excellent player though.
I think they got two guys up there. I think one's an interior guy. Dude.
Austin, is that it? Austin Sierraveld?
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
2026 NFL draft.
Yeah,
bro. I think they're gonna go O-line. Yeah, the kid from Miami's gonna go probably 5th. So you're not going to get him.
There's a Utah tackle too, I think.
Yep.
Spencer Snow or something.
Yep.
Who else they got in the draft? Yeah, the Miami kid. He's good. I like the Miami kid.
Yeah, he's an IMG kid.
Yeah, those kids are.
Proctor's probably going to be again
top 15, I think, for Proctor.
Top 15, probably somewhere down there, right? That kid from Iowa, Dunker, is also supposed.
By the way, where are the Ohio State fans in the chat? I can't wait for the inevitable crash course that Alabama and Ohio State are on when we beat the shit out of the Buckeyes
in the playoffs.
I hate the Buckeyes.
Why do you?
I'll never forget when I was at Alabama, and we were in the playoff. It was back when it was a 14 playoff, and we had Ohio State. On those guys, those Ohio State fans, I know they were the biggest douchebags in the world.
They
beat the shit out of them. Fuck those guys, man.
They stole the national title for us when that flag came out from nowhere. Absolutely. So this Giants game on Sunday, man, you got them taking care of business on Sunday, right at home.
Yeah, I think they win the game. I think they win on Sunday. I do. I mean, I think they do.
Throwing the ball, running the ball. Balance?
I think they're gonna run for 100 yards, like I said. but I don't know. It's tough to predict because the Giants did a pretty good job against our pass game.
I don't know how.
I know we threw for 280, but they did. So,
what couple last ones here before we read the supers here. Don't forget, Farzetta will join us. That'll be at the bottom of the hour.
hey, look at this numbnuts. Ohio State's the real deal. Yeah, well, you still have a good team. Y'all lost to FSU. Donald, who have you guys beaten?
No one.
Who have you beaten?
Overrated
We
Texas.
beat Georgia. We beat Vandy. We built Missouri. We beat Tennessee. Who are you talking to? You guys didn't beat anybody yet.
They lost to a 3-4 FSU team.
Yeah, but that was the first game of the year. You know how that goes.
True. Hey, by the way, you know
Who
why
did Ohio State beat? Seriously. Let me go look.
No one. They beat Texas. Overrated Texas.
Shitty-ass Texas with Arch Manning, who's a fucking stiff. And crusty Illinois. Congratulations. Those are your two ranked wins. Crusty Texas and crusty Illinois. We beat Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri, Vanderbilt. Stop it. Stop it.
I'll tell you,
Alabama got some big wins this year.
Bro, I think Indiana's a better team than Ohio State.
I love that Indiana. And that quarterback's amazing in Indiana.
Dude, do you understand what Kurt Cignetti has done? This guy coached at James Madison at Elon. Do you know he was 11-2 last year. He's 6-7-0 now. This guy's fucking 18-2 since he's gotten there. Indiana's the worst program in history. And that guy, it's a better job right now than Penn State.
Yeah.
Who
do you think's going to get the Penn State job?
If they hire Matt Rule, it'll be enormously a mistake. I thought he did a nice job at turning Baylor around after that whole mess.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he I don't think he brings you to where you want to go if you're Penn State.
Do you try to pry somebody that's at a place now away?
Who?
I
thought Cignetti would have been a good option. I think that's why he got paid.
Yeah, $93 million, $11.3 a year. They're not getting him.
I'm saying, though, was it a coincidence when they paid him? It happened right after Franklin got fired because I think they were like, if we don't give him the offer, Penn State might try and pry him.
Would you go try to pry Jim Harbaugh away from L.A.?
Maybe. I don't know if Jim Harbaugh is made for the NFL. I think he's better in college. I mean, he's had success in the NFL. I'm not criticizing. I just mean like long term. I think him personally would like to be would like college.
You think Saban would take that job?
0% chance. Stop.
Why?
You think Nick Saban's going to come out making $25 million a year on TV a couple times a week to go and coach fucking Penn State?
Them fucking guys are coaches, man. Some of them guys, man, I mean, that's what they are. They're coaches.
He's not doing that. I would put it precisely at a 0% chance.
I think he probably is out of gas with it.
Yeah, I don't think he.
You know, because I'll tell you what Jimmy did when he got done. He just went like this. That's it. I'll never do it again. And he never did it again. You know, he left Dallas and it was a mistake. But after that, he went like this. Yeah, no, man, that's not happening. All right, let's get to some of these supers, guys. We appreciate you very much. Mark Farzetta is going to join us at the bottom of the hour.
Let's do it.
Hey, does John wait, real quick. Does John think that AJ is going to get traded?
No. He thinks
How
that's
about the offseason?
Yeah, he said that. Then it's a conversation, a real conversation.
Like in March?
Like, I don't know. Catch says Happy Valley would be a boring place to live. Now, Catch, I love the University of Alabama, but I think Nick would be okay in a boring place. You go outside of Tuscaloosa, my friend, there ain't a whole lot by the University of Alabama outside of Tuscaloosa. All right? Yeah, I promise you that, Catch.
Hold on here. I want to tell you this. Hold on. What the Alabama University of Alabama. Folks, I want to tell you just to keep an eye on this here. So that camp that Xander was talking about, it's 1,100 plus acres. fucking 1,100 acres.
What is?
The University of Alabama's on.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, but I'm telling you, once you leave the town of Tuscaloosa, there is nothing around you. I mean, you can go to Birmingham, which is like an hour and a half away or hour and 20 away.
Just telling you, man. Just so you know, the University of Miami's on 240 acres.
Yeah, and it's in Miami.
I mean,
Crazy.
you're on 1,100 acres, man. Can you imagine having your fucking your statistics class? Then you got to get across campus.
Yeah. Speaking of Ohio State, that's one campus I've never visited.
Oh my God, is it incredibly awesome? It's one of the best campuses.
Yeah, I've never been.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the biggest. I think they have the most kids of any campus in the country. I think
I'm not mistaken.
Oh, by the way, 54,000.
Wow. I don't know. Yeah, the only thing I have in my head when I think about Ohio State, the last time we played those dudes, if I'm not mistaken, we beat the living piss out of them in the national title. I think it was 2020. I think Devontae Smith had like 300 yards in that game. Yeah,
I think that was Urban Meyer. That was Urban Meyer.
Let me go look that up. 2020.
I think that was Urban
Championship.
That may have been Urban Meyer's last game. He got his ass whooped in.
Oh yeah. Wait. Yep. 52-24 in the Natty. I thought I remembered that correctly. Mac Jones threw for 464. Listen to this stat line. 36 of 45 for 464 yards and 5 touchdowns. That was Mac Jones' stat line versus Ohio State in the national championship.
Who was the
Devontae Smith had 12 catches for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. All in the first half.
Who was the quarterback for Ohio State?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yup.
That's right. All right, Big Z, let's get to these supers, man. Farzetta's going to join us in a few minutes.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Give me 1 second.
I feel pretty good about your boys, man, winning that game.
Catch. Thank you, Catch. Appreciate it.
You're awesome.
He says more BMWs in parking lot at Miami than Alabama.
Well, now it's
legal. A lot of Chargers and Challengers for them Bama players, man. They love those. I'll never forget Jalen Hurts when he was at Alabama. I was a freshman. He was a freshman. He drove right by our frat house, and he was in a Challenger. Lifted his hand out the window and waved because we were all hollering at him.
You guys were driving what?
I wasn't.
No, what were they? What were the players driving?
Dodge Challenger.
Dodge Challengers. Yeah, we were driving Mercedes and fucking Vets.
Challengers are pretty sick, bro. Challengers are they're big horsepower V8. You know they're.
So you take a Challenger over your Corvette? Okay, go trade it in.
No, I'm not. But I would like a Hellcat. A Hellcat would complement to my Corvette a little bit.
Hey,
style a little more.
Bro, man, I loved my Corvette when I drove it in college. Oh,
you know who pulled up in the Mercedes every day? Nick Saban. Obviously, he owns multiple Mercedes dealerships. For those who don't know that, he owns a bunch of Mercedes dealerships in Alabama.
Jerome had a BMW. I had a Corvette. Vinny had some sort of like souped up caddy. And there were a lot of BMWs. I mean, get this. So the guys from ESPN and the guys from Sports Illustrated pull up and they go, holy shit, this looks like a new car lot. Every guy had a BMW, Corvettes. They were everywhere. And there was no nil. Hey, there was no nil.
Martin says I was in a punch buggy. You want to hear a good story? So, actually, I didn't have a punch buggy, Martin. But what I had was my grandmother passed away my senior year of high school. She had an old Subaru, very grandmother car. It was like literally poop brown colored. Like literally, that's the color of the Subaru. And I'm driving to Alabama. All right. My roommate's in my front seat, Chuck. Was my roommate every year. I was best friends with him in high school too. We're driving. We stop at Virginia Tech because that's where my brother was to stay the night and then finish the drive in the morning. So we get up at 2:30 in the morning to continue our drive. At 3:15, 45 minutes into our drive, it's pitch black out. The car breaks down. The Subaru breaks down. No, it's so bad to the point that the hazard lights didn't even go on. Didn't even go on. So we're on the side of the road. There's trucks driving. It's the scariest thing I've ever been because there's no light. I don't know who can see us. I'm on the side of the road. It's 3 a.m. So I'm dialing my brother's phone, trying to wake his ass up over and over and over again. And I finally got to him at like 4:45. We sat there for an hour and a half on the side of the road in a broken down Subaru. My brother had to get that thing towed to a little place in Virginia to get it fixed. My pop said, I don't even want that thing to come home. We sold that thing. It was like a couple grand we got for it. Piece of shit. And I stole my brother's 2004 Ford Escape and finished up the drive.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hilarious.
Here's Hollywood. Bet LeBron won't talk about shit about Trump now. LOL. That's funny.
Hey, boy, I think Maverick Carter and them guys got some work to do here.
Here's Hollywood. I'll give Dickerson the benefit of the doubt more than Juergens.
I don't know if I'd give Dickerson the benefit of the doubt from his history with college injuries at FSU and Bama. And now he's always hurt at in Philadelphia. I guarantee Alexander what he said. He might not be on the team in 3 years.
Gonna be interesting to see. That damn Subaru is right, Abe. One other real quick story. Who knows the Benjamin Franklin Bridge in Philadelphia?
I know it.
At the tippy top, the highest point of the Ben Franklin. That same Subaru, 6 months or 8 months prior, broke down on the Ben. I had to get a police escort across the rest of the Ben Franklin Bridge because that Subaru broke down in the middle of the Ben Franklin. The cop got out. He's pushing me in neutral. And then I started to go down the hill. And he's like, okay, work the brake. And then I got to the bottom and I had to pull off to the side. And the cop escorted me down.
It goes like this, right? It goes up and then it goes like that, right?
No,
it
wasn't a damn WRX Hustler. It was my grandmother's car. It was a Outback, Subaru Outback.
Hilarious, dude.
Oh, man. Here's Jason. Andy coddled McNabb as well. That was his baby. Yes, he did.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
One more here. Josh says, no, 2 more. Get off the fence, Xander. If he's so elite, he should have no problem throwing us the wins like every other elite QB has. He hides behind that Super Bowl in which he was carried the whole season.
Oh!
Is that Sileo's burner?
Yeah, that's it. Sileo's burner.
I love where I am. I got people roasting me because I'm too mean to Jalen Hurts. Now I got people roasting me because I'm not mean enough to Jalen Hurts. I think I'm right where you want to be at everybody.
Yes.
I'm right in the middle. I want him to play elite because that's the expectation. When he does, I'll give him credit. When he doesn't, I'll call for more. Josh, you stay on that side. His dirty day. Does Sirianni hold on to the injury report because he's trying to set up the bookies?
No.
I don't.
You think the NFL's rigged?
I don't.
I don't know.
I have a hard time believing that. But I'll say this.
My wife thinks it's rigged.
If they wanted to rig it, it wouldn't be that hard. That's all I'll say. I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm saying if they wanted to rig it. I used to think when I was a kid and used to hear this talk, sports are rigged. I used to always say, there's no way those players work their ass off to make it to the league and then they get there and then they're told they got to throw a game. But as I've older, obviously that's not how it would work. It's plays, it's the subjective calls that you said, it's little turns of the tide that you can do to influence outcomes, I think would be the way it would be done.
Don't you think basketball is easier to rig than any other sport professionally?
I think you can make an argument that football would be easy too.
See,
because there's so much like basketball, there's less moving parts. You got 5 guys on the team. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit smaller of a I don't know.
5 guys. 5 guys on a basketball.
I'm curious to hear what Farzetta said. He's like us.
Oh no, I'm going to ask you.
Our whole careers are around sports. Are you telling me all these games that we cover and spend so much time on are rigged? You got to be kidding me. I will not be happy.
Hey, I told you the story. You know, JAKIB comes on every week, right? His brother was involved in the Boston College point shaving scandal.
Yeah, I remember that.
That 30 for 30 that they had, he was the point guard on that.
Is that 30 for 30 on ESPN?
That's a 30 for 30, yeah.
I got to watch that.
That's the BC points shaving scandal. He went to the high school right across from me. He went to Stanford High School. and he was the point guard on that team. He's now a coach, high school coach in Arizona now. And the Mafia got to those guys. They were point shaving.
Look, I want to show you one thing real quick before I get out of here. We get Farzy up. This is I am soon going to be this is AI made this for me. Okay. This is an AI creation.
The Farzetta look.
I will be a bald man pretty soon, folks. All right.
Holy
so that's
cow.
what's coming. I'll be
By the way, when you go Chrome Dome, you got just the perfect guy to give you all the tips on it to go Chrome Dome.
I might need to reach out to Farz. All right, brother.
By the way, Farzy, man, he gets all tanned up. He's got the dome all tanned. He's ready to rock.
Hollywood says basketball, all brothers. Nah, it ain't rigged.
Bro, whatever. Big Z, we'll catch you tomorrow.
Later, dude.
You got it. All right. You think Farzi's going to say he thinks the NFL's rigged? See, I think football is 2 plays. Pass interference and holding are so subjective that you could call those on every play, right? All right. Without further ado, one of Philadelphia's great sports talk guys. We get them all here. Oh, my God. I got my book from Ray Didinger. I've got to show you the guys the book. And I got to get the book, and he sent it to me. And Ray Didinger is going to be coming on the program. And so we get him, we get Howard Eskin on, we get, Angelo Cataldi on, people that actually have something to say. Without further ado, one of our friends, Mark Farzetta, joins us now. How you doing, Farzy?
Well, first off, there's Silz. As you and I both know, there is no mafia. Thank you.
Hey, you bet. I've never heard of it. The
term mafia is a slur, sir. Thank you. And, I'm happy to also pass along the bald points of view and perspective that Rick Tocchet once passed on to me as a fellow bald man, and I'm happy to pass that on to Xander. So, it's Baldies helping Baldies. Baldies for Baldies is my charity. Like and subscribe. So, we could all have ourselves a good time. I don't know if that's an actual charity or not. Don't look that up. It could be something totally different. But I was actually just thinking, it was so funny that you texted me that picture of the book Ray sent you, because I was just watching the 1960. I swear to you, I was just watching the 1960 championship game. And it just came up in my algorithm, and there was like a 20-minute highlight video, whatever.
My uncle's in
and I'm
that
like,
game.
Oh, I didn't know that. Whoa, how did I miss this one? Wait, who?
Robostelli.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm watching it, and I couldn't help but, for some stupid reason, Sills, there was a split second. There's a split second watching the plays unfold where I was like, damn it, Van Brocklin, how do you throw that pass? Like, I was like doing things. I swear there was like a split second of it where I'm just watching it and it's colorized. And I'm like, you idiot, this game was in 1960. You were born for another 22 years. Relax. Like that kind of thing. So
only a Philadelphian could have that kind of passion about a game that was in 1960 here.
Find Tommy McDonald across the middle, damn it. Like that's what I'm thinking.
I do have to dispute something here, and I do question you on one thing, my friend. Are you a real bald guy? Now, are you a real bald guy or not? I mean,
I'm the realist.
I mean, is it? Do you have like the cap? I mean,
I got a little bit of it. If you could see,
I do here. So I like the fact you went all Chrome Dome. So I do dig that. But are you a real bald guy?
Stay out of my personal life. How about that? No. No, I am as real as it comes. And here's what determines a real bald guy. So I'm glad you asked this question. I hope we have 30 minutes on this topic. When you go bald as a young man, okay, there's a period of time where most guys fight the good fight.
Are you listening? And
you fight the good fight. Okay. Now, I had a comb forward spiky thing going on from high school into college, out of college, and all that. So I wouldn't really notice that much of the power alleys going back, as I like to say. but I remember I was pushing my hair all the way back once, and I noticed a little triangle of missing hair when I was like 17 years old, like a little tiny speck of missing hair. And I went, oh, and I have an older brother. He was going bald. So I'm like, it's just a matter of time, man. So I fought the good fight for a number of years. I'll go ahead and say it. There might have been a slight comb forward flappy thing for a little while. And then once for the kids at home, debating this is very important. Once you lose this little power strip, okay, it's gone. It's over. Just get out the clippers, buzz it back, and then go right to the Bic. Don't think you're not going to fool anybody into thinking, oh, I just went with a buzzed cut now. That's a real bald man. The person that's 17 that realizes they're going bald like I was and then just shaves their head immediately, that's a coward. That person quit too early, okay? You got to fight the good fight. You never know what follicles are going to be faithful or not, so you got to stick with it. That's my advice.
All right. Now we go into football here.
No, wait, hold on. 10 more minutes on that. No, just kidding.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
Well, speaking of sticking with it here, all right. Are we going to see this running game against the Giants? Is this going to be the game where the reemergence of Barkley and all of a sudden the run game, this is it? This football game Sunday, is this going to be the turnaround where we see the Barkley game?
No. Not a chance.
You see,
it's very simple. And this was my concern through the first 7 games of the season, going into the 7th game, I should say. I had confidence that Kevin Patullo would get a little better at his job. I would have confidence that Jalen Hurts would make him look a little bit better at his job. I had confidence that sooner or later, guys like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown that have played together would be like, oh, look, the same page. Let's all get on it, okay? But you know what's not going to happen? The run game get better all of a sudden because your offensive line is not good at run blocking all of a sudden. And the reason I believe that is because they're not healthy. So let's acknowledge that. That is a real concern. It's not an excuse by any means. They're out there, play at a high level. That's the bar that's been set. So I don't think this is anything that gets corrected pre bye week. So obviously you got one game, then you got the bye week, and then you're right out of the gate Monday night for a little bit, even extended bye week in Green Bay against the Packers. For me, it's not going to happen just like that. They need these guys to get healthy, and they're going the opposite direction. They got to bring back Sua Opeta, who's a on-again, off-again member of the Philadelphia Eagles for the last 7 years or so. This offensive line is not getting healthier. They need the offensive line. It's a weird thing, Silz, and you've got more experience than I do, certainly in this regard, when it comes to the playing in the trenches. You know a thing or two about that. The offensive line isn't all of a sudden getting healthy, and at the same time, I've never seen an offensive line like the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line right now that can hold a pass block for 4 seconds, but can't do the thud and done. They can't. I don't know if they don't know their assignments. I don't know if they're like what Jordan Mailata said a week ago, where they're not focused. I don't know what it is, but it's the weirdest thing. This offensive line has no chemistry, and it's the weirdest thing, Sills, to look at an offense that has Saquon Barkley as their running back and Jalen Hurts as their quarterback, and they're not even averaging 90 yards a game on the ground. How the hell is that possible?
You tell me then, how about this one? Do you think the 460-plus carries and the tush push played more of a factor on the O-line than it did Saquon Barkley? Because even the guy in Los Angeles right now, Becton, he's injured. You've got Landon injured. You've got Cam injured. You got more of a finesse guy at the right guard position than you did a power guy in Becton playing the right side there. I mean, don't you think this could be cumulative over the last 3-4 years with the tush push? Let's think about this too, Farzy. The last 3 years or 4 years now, you had Miles Sanders, Pro Bowler. DeAndre Swift, Pro Bowler. Saquon Barkley, Pro Bowler. You were a dominant running attack. Don't you think after all those years going deep into the playoffs too, the games have played a factor in wearing down the offensive line? Because they look tired and beat up right now.
Yeah, it's at that and age. I mean, the only thing I look right. The only thing I would say about the tush push, and that is very interesting. I didn't realize that about Mekhi Becton, but you're right. Now that I think of it, maybe it is part of the wear and tear. The thing I would say if we were putting on trial, I would say, well, Jason Kelce ran it for all those years, and I know he's retired, but he was also up there in years when he was running it for 4 seasons, and he was at the bottom of that pile many, many times. But it very well could. And then you also factor in, as you said, I believe it was 482 total touches from last year's regular season to last year's postseason that Saquon Barkley touched the ball. Touches, not carries, touches, postseason included. So nobody was going to tell me that wasn't going to be a factor going into this year. So it could very well be fallout from the tush push and how many times they've run it. But you can also look at a game where I want to one of these games this season. I think it was the Broncos game. They did not run the tush push once, and they still had trouble running the football in that game. Not that it's going to be cured in 1 week, but still, just one play or one particular week they didn't run the tush push. So here's my remedy for the running game. You got to try it sometime still. You can't just not run the ball. You
can't abandon it.
But you got to get Saquon Barkley involved. One of the things that always drove me crazy about the Andy Reid era and some of the Chip Kelly era was the dominant pass and never running, or giving up on the run game, saying it was going to be a thing, and then you run twice, you get 2 yards, and then you quit on it the rest of the game. But the thing that I want to see is, and Andy Reid would bring this up all the time, and a little Chip Kelly, I'm willing to accept the idea of a short pass, a screen pass, a wheel route, something. I am willing to accept for the first time in my life as a football fan and media member that a short pass will be like a run, that a check down to Saquon Barkley will be like a run. I've always hated it, but it struggled so much. You can't trust the offensive line, but you still got to get the ball in the hands of Saquon Barkley. He proved in that 47-yard reception from Jalen Hurts in the Broncos game that he could still run, that he can still get out there in space. He's had some success, still hasn't had a 20-yard run yet, which is crazy. But you still got to put the ball in the hands of Saquon Barkley, just like people were talking about A.J. Brown and whether or not he's getting the targets or whatever. Yeah, I'm fine with him getting targets. I'm fine with him giving the football. He's a pretty talented football player. I feel the same way about Saquon. If you're not going to do it in the run game and you're not going to squeeze the defense in with the run game, do it in another way. Bring back the good old-fashioned screenplay. Get creative here. How about that? Little bunch formation. Chip trips right. Saquon's behind A.J. Brown, and maybe Dallas got it on the outside. Saquon gets it. He's got his blockers right there in front of him. Let's party. Got to get a little bit more creative to get the ball in the hands of Saquon Barkley, because unfortunately, I don't think the old standard run game is going to do it.
How about this one here? Do you believe that A.J. Brown is a leader or cancer in the locker room right now?
I don't think he's a cancer. I don't think he's I don't think there's any refuting. He's a distraction. We'd be talking a hell of a lot more about the
quarterback is now addressing it in press conferences now. Hey, by the way, guys, I was prepped. I was like, whoa.
That was great. Hold it, Silz. That was great. That was
a great answer.
I was like, oh, Jalen, that was for a guy that just likes to read from, bedtime storybooks. That was such a great line. I love it. He's like, yeah, they prepped me. Yeah, I see it. But he didn't say I keep the main thing. I actually wrote it down. I think he says he focused on the connective, I forget what he said, but it wasn't cumulative. The main thing. Cumulative. That's what he focused. Yeah. So I love that. But look, you can't.
That was above my Miami education era.
Oh yeah, that was
what that is. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever my SAT score was, I don't remember. But I forgot that quickly. But when it comes to AJ, I'm a big fan of AJ Brown, but there's no denying that this has become and is a distraction. And if it's not to the team, I think it's at least distracting people from the biggest problem the Eagles have, which is their offensive line and the run game. So instead of us wasting time on that, a lot of people are being distracted by, and this includes fans and media, distracted by the smoke and mirrors of A.J. Brown. I will say, though, just directly at A.J. Brown, on a week where you have over 100 yards for only the second time this season, on a week where you have 2 touchdown receptions in the same game, and a week where you have snapped a 2-game losing streak, and a week where you've had everybody in the offense in the passing game look like they're on the same page, is now really the time to be ambiguous about your usage in this offense? No. So I don't know what his game is. At this point, it's annoying, and I'm looking at it like this. You're coming off a win. You're coming off a great game, especially in the passing game. You're going to need these receivers as the run game ain't there. I'm going to roll my eyes at it. Originally, when I heard it, I was pissed and annoyed. I'm going to roll my eyes at it and say, okay, go out there and catch another 2 touchdown passes on Sunday against the Giants. if he plays with this hamstring injury. So I'll cross.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm not buying the hamstring. I think it's more of a mental day there. And I'll ask you on this, and I'll follow up on this one here. Do you think he's putting his personal accomplishments where his personal goals ahead of team goals, where you got to remember something here. Here's a guy right now, you're getting 27-28. He's 141st right now on the list when it comes to, yardage for a receiver. Tonight, Justin Jefferson needs 40 yards to go over 8,000 yards, and the fastest in the history. That guy's going to Canton.
Yes.
He's going to Canton, Ohio. Do you think he's worried about legacy and he's looking on all of that right now? Or is he one of these guys? Farzy, some people, I'm going to use a line out of Batman. Some guys like to see the world burn. I mean, which means they're never happy. You got $36 million. You got a Super Bowl ring. You're on one of the top teams in the NFL. And really, if that doesn't make you happy, there's really not a lot of things that are going to make you happy in the world. So maybe he's all of that. I don't know. I mean, you think he's putting those personal goals ahead of everything here?
It'd be hard to think he wasn't. The interesting thing with A.J. Brown, though, is, and here's where I'll really draw a thin line between divas and drama queens. Drama queens just always want to stir the pot. All right. Is it still making it about them? Yeah, it's making it about them. Divas, 100% always about them all the time. I don't think AJ is a diva. Like, I don't think everything he does is all about him and what he does. I do think there's a team aspect to him that I think puts him more on the drama queen side. Like, you'll deal with the drama queen, but somebody who's just a diva, it's like, oh, get out of here. Like that kind of thing. That's the way I look at it. Like, to me, T.O., diva, AJ Brown, drama queen. So that's how I look at it. I know, again, I shouldn't say this as a bald man, but splitting hairs, I realize, but that's kind of how I characterize it. I believed him a couple of years ago when he had that little tangent on the sideline and everyone thought it was about him not getting targeted. He came out and said it wasn't about getting targets. Then last year, 2 years ago, when he iced out the media, he came back and said, why does everyone always think I'm about targets? I'm not about targets. You know who's about targets more than me? Smitty. But just that you guys don't draw on him, you know? So I don't think everything he's doing is only self-motivated. But I will say this. I think if ever in his career he was to be selfish, it would be this year. I'm not saying blanket statement, he's a selfish player, all about me and all that. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if he was ever to have a motivation to be more about him, this would be the year. And you know who told me that? A.J. Brown. He told all of us that when he talked to the NFL Network in training camp, and they said, okay, so you won a Super Bowl. You've had 1,000-yard seasons. You're probably going to have another one. Ha, ha, ha. You know, what's left for you? And he was like, thinking about my legacy. Yeah. And when guys are saying when guys are saying they're thinking about their legacy, they're thinking about old number one. They're thinking about themselves. And I don't fault them. If I was in their situation, I'd have a little tweak of that as well, a little twinge of that as well. But I don't think it's to the point with him where it's like me or nobody. I think part of it fuels him to be the best he could possibly be, which if he's doing that, then he's helping the team. But I also don't think it's all about him and his targets. I think it's about Jalen finding guys when they're open. I think that's more what it's about. And it's not just about that helping AJ. It's also him helping Dallas Goedert, him helping Devontae Smith. It's just that everything AJ says gets put in a light that it's all about him, when in reality, I think he is not only speaking for himself, but also speaking for Jalen Hurts and speaking for Devontae Smith and speaking for Dallas Goedert and maybe even Saquon Barkley. And that's why, I'll just say this real quick. That's why I find it so interesting that nobody, other than Lane Johnson and the predictability, nobody's really even hinting. And you know how this works, Silz. You know how this works. They're not going to come out and be like, yeah, well, Kevin Patullo sucks, so now all our jobs are harder.
No.
He's going to say, we got to execute. In other words, the play's there. Jalen ain't making the play. Jalen ain't making the play for me. He's not making it for Smitty or anybody else. So that part of it I find interesting, where when I think when he speaks up and he's a little bit more specific, not just a random, social media post, I think it's not just about him. It's about the other guys that should be targeted as well.
I got a couple more here for you, man. This is great stuff here, Farzy. I think the relationship between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown has come to this point prior to Barkley getting there, the offense went through A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown sees the game, he wants the game plan to go through him, not Saquon Barkley. He had that crap going on when he was in Tennessee. Now he's got that again. Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, he's got to see the game through the quarterback's lenses. What's best for the team? How do we win? When he's centric, he's going to see, I need my touches. I want us to win this way. The quarterback, Keith Byers was on the other day, and he goes like this. Quarterback's got to be an asshole sometimes in the locker room.
Yes.
He's got to go like this. Hey, dude, I'm doing what's in the best interest of the unit. You're doing what's in the best interest of you. I've got to be the bad guy in the building. Use a Tony Montana reference. I'm the bad guy now. So, do you think that's what's fractured that relationship a little bit, is that Jalen sees the game through the team's concept. He sees it through his own concept, and that may be the rub here and why these guys aren't connected on the same page.
It's interesting. I'm not going to name names here, but I will say you're the second person to propose that theory to me. And I think it's a very valid theory. And in essence, what you're saying is, the conversation when Donovan and T.O. were together was that Donovan didn't like that T.O. was getting all the love, and he was just all of a sudden in the sidecar. One of the things I've admired about Jalen is he just went, oh, Saquon behind this offensive line last year, where's the sidecar? Let me get in. And he got in.
Right.
And it was, I'll even hold the map. I'll hold your coffee. Let's go. If you need me to drive, I'll drive. Super Bowl.
Right.
But AJ is the one that I think does look at it and go, damn, before Saquon was here, I was the most talented weapon on this team. And now he's seeing an offensive line struggle. I mean, look, if we're seeing it, he's seeing it.
Of course.
And now you mean to tell me I'm not going to get the football now? You're still going to square peg round hole this? Seriously? Give me the ball, man. So I think a lot of that goes into it for A.J. Brown as well. I absolutely think that theory is dead on, that there's a little of, jealousy might be over the top, but a little of that maybe, where he's not getting the shine he once did in this Eagles offense. But I do think in this season, even after the bye week, the receivers are going to have to be the star of the show going forward.
That's right.
So he might get that shine.
With Green Bay and Detroit coming up. All right.
Yeah.
What do you make of Jaylen Carter? No sacks so far.
Well, it would help if he played in more games and, didn't get thrown out of one or, miss one against the Giants. That'd be great. But I'm at the point now with Jaylen Carter where I think he is still a phenomenally talented guy. He's still your highest rated defensive lineman in terms of win rate. No Eagles edge rusher is ranked in the top 20 even. He's in the top 6 in terms of interior defensive linemen. But yeah, get after it. He's got to get sacks. The way this defense has been built and the system, the scheme and all that, he's got to be a guy to get sacks. If you don't have Nolan Smith, if Zadarius Smith is looking around and going, yeah, no, I'm done, and he's out, and now Brandon Graham comes back, they're looking at you, Jalen Carter. You still got to be the anchor of this defensive line, and it's not just about taking up double teams. It's not just about, all the little things that don't show up on the stat sheet, so to speak. It's like, no, the hit on Carson Wentz to help force that pick 6 to Jalix Hunt, that was great, but we also need to see you finish plays. One of the things Vic Fangio always talks about, whether you're a corner or you're a defensive lineman, anybody, you got to finish the play. It's great to get there. You could be unblocked. If you got there and didn't make the tackle, make the sack, then it's all for naught. If you're a cornerback and you allow the catch, fine. Finish the play, make the tackle. If you don't, i.e. Keely Ringo in the preseason, for instance, or Keely Ringo at any point for that matter, you got to finish the play. You got to make the tackle. So Jalen Carter's got to finish the play. I know that our offenses are scheming against him. You know that coaches are thinking about where he's at. Find a way to fight through that and be able to finish the play. And if he's not doing it, other guys got to do it. You can't have one active edge rusher on this roster have only one sack. That's bonkers. So it's not just him getting the sack necessarily. It's the guys around him also finishing the play.
Couple last ones here for you. I got to throw this at you here, and this is going to be a tough conversation. I had it with Xander, and I can't wait to hear your take on it. Now, listen, nobody's hoping for anything here, but, dude, and Xander kind of gave me the topic here a little bit. In the next 3 years, you see Landon Dickerson on this football team?
Oof. I do. I do see him on this football team. Look, you don't
and not
have
because he's not good.
Oh, yeah.
That's not where I'm at.
So I interviewed Landon right after he was drafted, and he had an interesting approach to his injuries. And I guess if you're a player like him, you want this to be your mindset. And he was like, I like to look at it as in college, I got my injuries out of the way. And like, you don't need to be a doctor to realize
pre-disasterized he took it.
Exactly. And you know what? Whatever helps you mentally get over the injury, which is, is the, second most important thing. Once you recover health-wise, you got to mentally get over it. So that was his approach to doing it. And I thought, hey, good for this guy, right approach. But now we're looking at more injuries. Now we're looking at more problems. Now we're looking at more issues with him where, yeah, that's great. He fought through it last year to play in the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's great. He fought through it in the training camp and preseason to go through another surgery and come back and play, not at a high level, but he played. I admire that warrior aspect. I admire that warrior aspect in Cam Jurgens as well. But it's all for naught if you're not playing at a high level. I think everyone realizes the type of mentality and the tough guy approach that these guys took. And in a city like Philadelphia especially, we're going to admire the hell out of that. But if you don't play well and this offensive line plays well below the standard we've so enjoyed over the last, Stoutland era in Philadelphia, even before that, ever since John Runyon was signed by Andy Reid, we've admired the offensive line in a very, very big way. But if you can't play to that level and that standard, you got to sit out. Look, I want him to be healthy right away. I want him to play, but I think it's in his best interest, the team's best interest, to find somebody else to play left guard and be able to play this season, let Landon recoup, and get back after it next year.
I have to end it with this one here. I mean, the conversation we have to go here now is with Brandon Graham. I mean, there's a couple ways I looked at it, and you correct me if you think I'm wrong on this. I go, this is an admittance by Howie Roseman that all those Timu signings with the Uches and the Ojalaris and whomever, that you had the guy in the building in March. He didn't want to quit. You forced him into retirement. The guy made it very clear almost that he didn't want – I mean, this wasn't my idea. This was kind of their idea to force you into retirement to get you out of the building. Now you're walking back, or I should say crawling back, to a 37-year-old edge rusher. I mean, 15 reps. I mean, Farzy, tell me I'm wrong here, man. He don't make you better. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Okay. But here,
yeah.
You think he makes you better?
Look, if you're asking to make this team better, that's a low bar. That's a very low bar. That's like
at that position. Yes.
Yeah. Like I got asked a question on our local Fox 29 the other day about, are the Eagles desperate? I was like, hell yeah, they're desperate. Are you kidding me? Like they brought a guy who was semi-retired, and Zadarius Smith in, and he was just like, yeah, no thanks, and he was out. You also had Nolan Smith go down when you were expecting him to take over for Brandon Graham, maybe even take over for Josh Sweat. That obviously hasn't worked, also because of injuries. You rolled the dice on Uche, who had one good year in the NFL. You rolled the dice on Azeez Ojulari, who's had an injury-riddled career, unfortunately, but put up numbers when he's been healthy. It's just that never happens. And now he couldn't even be activated for the first, 4 weeks of the season? So what are we doing here? What code are we trying to crack? This is pretty easy. And like I said earlier, it's a low bar. Here's what I like. Brandon Graham excelled in this scheme as a 36-year-old under Vic Fangio for whatever reason. He took to it well. He played in that role well. He played 45% of the snaps. If I could get like 25 from Brandon Graham in that regard, where he's either going after the quarterback or he's just out there trying to be the old predator position, whatever it might be, then go out there and do that. It's a very low bar to try to jump over right now for the Eagles. So it certainly doesn't make you worse. It makes you, I do think, a little bit better, but what I have stressed to people is that it makes you better, but in no way, shape, or form is Brandon Graham going to be a savior of this defense. No way is that going to be how he's going to be looked at after this year. And also, I'll say this, look, not even just from a nostalgia point of view, but just I want the team to be as good as they can be. Having Brandon Graham back is great. Hearing Jordan Mailata talk about how Brandon Graham was calling him fat during pre-practice stretches. It's like, that's got to be, I don't know, like when you hear your favorite Christmas carol for the first time of the season, like, okay. Like, it feels like we're back a little bit.
Well, speaking of fat, what about Jabba the Hutt there on the floor for the Sixers. I mean, bro, what's up with this guy? I mean, hey, you know what? Daryl Morey, I don't want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, but okay, I saw something in the backcourt here with what they did last night. But dude, what's up with Embiid, man? Holy cow! I mean,
you threw me. Okay,
he couldn't jump over a stack of quarters right now.
Yeah. So okay, so the fat line threw me off a little bit. He's lost a lot of weight. Like that's I've looked at him through scrimmage and whatever. He's lost weight. Now the problem is he's playing on one knee. But 20 minutes last night, I'm not optimistic about the rest of Joel Embiid's career. I don't think he is fully cooked as an NBA player. I think he is absolutely cooked as an NBA, or excuse me, as an MVP.
So he's not a Greg Oden right now. We're not.
He's not a Greg Oden. No, I don't think he's a Greg Oden just yet. And he better not be. There's 373 million, something like that, left over the next 4 years for him. So here's what I'm hoping. First off, I agree with you. The backcourt looked phenomenal. You can't say anything. 40 points from Maxey, 34 points from VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe's jumping out of the gym. It was fantastic. But Edgecombe said something after the game where he said, yeah, wait till we get Joe back and he's 100%. When Joe's 100% ready to go, it's going to look a little different. And I remember thinking, I hope not that different, because Joel Embiid, like, you know, those athletes that just at like 32, 33, they go, oh, this is how I should do this. And then they find a way to coast for like another 7 years. The most perfect example, and it's so rare because it's a pitcher in baseball, but Jamie Moyer at like 33 years old, he was like, wait a minute, if I just throw 85, hit my spot, I'm great. Like Joel Embiid needs to find his inner Jamie Moyer. And if he just stands at the elbow, stands at the top of the key, stands at the foul line, and plays taking little bunny shots, distributor, facilitator. You could I truly believe Joel Embiid could be like a 20, 10, and 10 guy. And with the assists, and look, that's going to be easy when you're kicking it out to Maxey hitting the three, or Edgecombe, who actually did it last night, or Kelly Oubre or Quentin Grimes, who shot 41% last year. Yeah. Like that's not far-fetched for Joel Embiid to be in that range of a near triple-double a night type of guy. But not 40 points a night, for damn sure.
269 wins for Jamie Moyer.
Wait, 269 is what
you would know. He's got more wins. He's got more wins than Pedro Martinez.
269 is what he finished at?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, 269 wins and 209 losses. He's got more wins than Koufax.
Wait, so do you have it right in front of you? Are you looking at it right now?
He's got more wins than
Rockies.
Than Schilling.
Was his last season with the Rockies?
Yes.
I think his last season was the Rockies. Yeah, that was I don't really get deterred by that about people wearing the weird jersey at the end of their career, but that one definitely was like, ugh, that's weird.
Dude, he won a boatload of games in Philly.
Yes, he did. I remember
14 and 12, 16 and 7, 12 and 10. I mean, the guy was 45, 44, 47 years old when he was in Philly. This guy was winning 16 games at 45.
His complete game shutout against the Braves.
Yeah.
I was rather intoxicated that night. I had just started dating my wife, and I remember being like, holy hell, that's Jamie Moyer. I was like, Jamie Moyer is going to throw a complete game shutout at like 110 years old. And she was like, who? I was like, don't worry about it.
You're right, man. I mean, this guy's got more complete games than Clayton Kershaw. Jamie Moyer, you're right. You're talking about the ultimate guy who hung in there. I remember him more so two places. I remember him in Texas, I think. And I remember him in Philly, and I remember him in Seattle.
Okay. Yeah, Seattle definitely. I remember him in Baltimore just because my mom's from Baltimore, and I remember seeing him pitch for the Orioles at Camden Yards and being like, and then when he went out to Seattle, I was like, that Jamie Moyer guy really just turned it on? What, he's like a Cy Young candidate? What? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no. Dude, he was an all-star one time in 25 years. I mean, your ultimate comp there, man. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, finish. Do they win Sunday against the Gigantes?
Los Gigantes of Telemundo. Yes, they win Sunday. I
Wait
don't
a minute.
think
Are you more confident now than you were in the first one?
Yeah, because like anybody can lay an egg, and that was certainly an egg.
Yeah, but
and
they got
Jalen,
their ass kicked in that one, Farzy.
yeah, Jalen's interception. I know, and look, I love Jalen, and I call him elite, and I think he's the second best quarterback in the NFL. Like, I think the world of this guy, but because I think he's that good, I grade him at that level. I don't pat him on the head like he's some project. Like, this guy's played in 2 Super Bowls. He's been the runner-up to the MVP award. He's won a Super Bowl MVP as well as the Super Bowl, obviously. Selfless player. Like, I love the guy. But that interception felt like 10 interceptions on one throw because
Right.
he stared down his. First off, he looked at the coverage, saw outside coverage, still threw the out route, threw a bad ball to the out route, stared it down, and then also had AJ wide open in the back of the end zone. Like, that was just, he did not have a good game. That was one of the games this season, pretty much every game this season, all but the last one against the Vikings, where he only played well in 2 quarters. You can't do that. You can't, especially on a team like this right now. You got to be, as I like to say, Silz, you got to be the deal. When you're a quarterback like Jalen Hurts and you have the ability to get out of the pocket if there's pressure, extend plays, you got to keep your eyes downfield, just like he did on the 3rd and 13 to A.J. Brown against the Vikings, and you got to make plays happen. You got to be the deodorant when everything else stinks. And that's what I think Jalen Hurts has the ability to do. He had the ability to do it in the Giants game, didn't do it. Had a little bit more of an ability to do it in the Vikings game. He did do it. So, yes, they do win.
There you go. I mean, the king of the bald men. And like Xander took notes from what I understand. So
He better. Yeah. Fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. Don't be a coward. Fight the good fight. Wear a hat for a little bit. And
I think he's fighting it right now. I think I see him showing that picture makes me know that he's debating right now whether or not he should just shave that bad puppy down right now.
Yeah, when push comes to shove, what do what all bald men do? We write a letter to our Pope, Larry David. Larry David approves it, and then you shave your head, and that's how it goes.
See, this look at screw the good fight. I'm ready to go bald. Marcy, we will catch you again. Continue great success, brother. Thank you so much for always finding time.
Always a pleasure. See you, bud.
You got it. That is Mark Farzetta. Absolutely awesome, man. Look at Xander. Xander's like, screw the good fight. I'm done with this. Yeah. Big Z's like, hey, forget this, dog. I'm out here, man. All right. Hey, I got my book from Ray Didinger. I got to show you this bad puppy, man. Okay? Big Silz ain't losing anything, Junior. See this right here, man? You kidding me? I slicked this bad puppy back, buddy. We ain't losing anything here. I'm a battalion, you know? I can always shave the eyebrows back, too. Hey, our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America. That's right. Why? Because they win. You know, there are thousands of attorneys from coast to coast defending families, making sure that your family is getting the best representation. If you've ever been hurt on the job, if you've ever been hurt anywhere, do me a favor. This is the easiest decision you will ever make in your life, and that is to go with our friends at Morgan & Morgan. Check them out at forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Silz sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, He called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
One of the proudest things that has happened to me broadcasting in Philadelphia and around the country, obviously, but mostly in Philly, has been that all of your legendary sports talk people have embraced me. Every one of them. Angelo, Howard, and now Ray Dittinger. Ray sent me this. I got the letter downstairs. And it said this in it. One of the best sports people that have ever come in Philly. And I was like, I showed Angelo it. And he's like, that's quite a compliment coming from him. Angelo says he's the best sports person he's ever known in Philadelphia. And so Ray sent me this book, The Encyclopedia of the Philadelphia Eagles. And he said this, he goes, Silz, this will help you out on being completely knowledgeable about the birds. I sent him a text and I said, Ray, this is really great. And he goes, Angelo told me, he says, you're one of the best people. He goes, I watch your show. And so, we're going to get him on, obviously. And he was saying to me, he goes, like, I want you to have this. So how dope is this? History of the birds. There's pictures in here of my boy Jerome. Here's the Fog Bowl. Right there. The Fog Bowl. By the way, this is an upgraded version. I didn't ask for it. He goes, I want you to have this. Here's Bill Berge. Look at that. Oh, I took it as an enormous compliment. I thanked him. Look at the pages here, man. The 2024 championship season in color. It's your boy Hurts. One of the most legendary pictures of history of all time is Bednarik over Gifford. Wow. It's some book. Get Carter in here. There's Vermeil. There's Buddy. There's Hey, I'm sure you guys like this guy. I know Norman Brayman. There he is. Here's Leonard with Vermeil, former owner of the Eagles. Here's your old favorite coach, Rich Kotite. Jerome hated that guy. He did. Here's Marion Campbell. I actually knew Marion Campbell. Some great pictures in this thing, man. It's great pictures. Clyde Simmons. Just really great. Mike Quick. I will value this a lot. Great stuff. Thank you very much, Ray. So we're going to get Ray on. He said once we got the book, he wanted me to have it. And he goes like this, I want you to have the book because I want you to be completely immersed in Philadelphia Eagle history when it comes to covering the team. Pretty cool, man. We're going to get into Jalen Hurts. He spoke, I think, yesterday, a little bit more into Brandon Graham's contract. A little more, how about this? I don't know if it's disrespect or not. I really appreciate this show. How you doing? Hey, look, man, you know the one thing, we have a lot of fun. And listen, to me, it's kind of like, kind of like boxing a little bit here. It's kind of what we do here, right? It's kind of like boxing. I can't get away, though. Angelo, how about the compliments that Angelo gave me, man? I mean, Angelo says that he goes, one of the best people I've ever heard. And then I got Ray sending me that. I mean, I got a letter. I got it downstairs, and I'm probably going to frame it. It's from the desk of Ray Didinger. It says that, hey, you're one of the best people to come into Philly in a long time in sports talk. And I'm like, okay. Howard comes on too. Pretty crazy. Silz can't read. I'm more of a picture guy anyway. So, yes, I'm more of a picture guy. How about this here? So, CBS came out with the top quarterbacks heading into Week 8. Josh Allen, Mahomes, Golf, Lamar Jackson. Has he played? Dak at 5. Dak is rated ahead of Jalen Hurts? That can't be. Stafford 6, Mayfield 7, Hurts 8, Drake May 9, and Jordan Love is 10th. Those are CBS, not mine. Okay? Hey, I mean, dude, are you showing your age? Is Hustler even still around? Does Hustler still have a magazine? And bro, just so you know, Real Zeal, let me hook you up on something. I'm not really a picture guy. I'm more of a real kind of guy. Yeah, pictures don't really, woo. Yeah, you know what? Like Pornhub is not for me. That's not working for me. I'm not like, you see this picture? Yeah, that's not working. I'm not really like one of them kind of guys. I know most people are, ooh, look at that pick. Yeah, that's not working for Silz. I'm more of a handsy-on kind of guy. Yeah, I'm not really like, I'm not one of those guys that look at a book and go like this. He goes, ooh, did you see that? Oh, my God. Ooh. Yeah, no, that's not working. Wow. Yeah, no. I'm not easily impressed like that. Oh, man, no. Oh, did you see that picture? Ooh, God. Yeah. Easy, guy. Easy. Relax. Silz, you're working your way to being a legend in Philly sports talk. Keep it up. Dude, that's a great compliment from people like you. Hey, look, it's great to hear compliments like this from Ray. It really is. It's great. It's great to hear compliments like that. But the people that we talk to every day, that's where I kind of like, that's where I butter my bread. You know what I'm saying, guys? Talking to you guys is, it's truly the most important thing. Silz, where's Daniel Jones? Yeah, great call. CBS doesn't have Daniel Jones on that list. Great call. You're right. I got Daniel Jones high. I got Daniel Jones number 1, actually. The person to show you their phone every 5 minutes. Hey, did you see this? How about this? Yeah, no, I'm not that guy, dude. Oh, no, well, wait. Yeah, that's got nothing to do with chicks, though, dude. And, like, I'll show you the phone, but I'm not going to show you, like chicks or anything on it. I mean, that's not kind of, like, I don't save pictures like that. Silz is a legend. No one is better than Silz in Philly sports talk. Man, thank you. Thank you, guys. It's really cool. Define for me a good quarterback. One that's consistent. Here. A good quarterback? It's a great question, actually. Did you see my last super chat about AJ post JW? I did not. A good quarterback, somebody that doesn't turn the ball over, is consistent week in and week out. Is a good leader. Team rallies around him. Can carry a football team. Okay? Hey, Mark, how can the chat be lying their ass off when you're here for 4 hours every day? These guys the guys that say this. Silz, you suck, and he's here 4 days. He's here 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. I mean, I still don't get that. And here about this, too. Here's another guy. He's here 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. He's here 20 hours with me. By the way, I don't want him to go anywhere. And I don't want the other guy, Marquise, to go anywhere. I'm not here 4 hours a day. Hey, Marquise, funny, it feels that way. You have that person, you're like, yeah, well, it feels it, dude. It feels it. Brandon Graham. Okay. Silz glaze all QB teams, but the Eagles. What do you want me to glaze your guy for? I told you he played great Sunday. What the hell do you want? What do you want? Did you get to define a great quarterback super chat? No, I did not. Okay. Who would I put if I had to win a football game? I want a guy who can carry a football team when everything is not right. My team needs a win. It's kind of like a starting pitcher and an ace pitcher. When you're in a 3-game losing streak and Kurt Schilling takes the hill and he goes out and goes 8 2/3 or 9 innings and gets you a win with adversities on your team, and he carries you to a victory every single time, every single outing, he gives you the best he can, and he is playing his ass off, and he is as consistent as can be, not with these peaks and valleys. That's a guy, to me, that's a great quarterback. That is a great quarterback. I'll tell you this, Jalen has intangibles. He just doesn't have the ability to carry a team every week. You know how many guys in the league can? There's like 3. Josh Allen carries his football team with a shitty roster. Not a shitty roster, with a decent roster. Joe Burrow's in the shittiest organization in football. And he wins 9-10 games. Let me ask you something here. And it's a great question. So let's put this here. If Josh Allen was in an Eagle organization or a Rams organization, get this. Josh Allen's playing poorly, and everyone's got him at the top of the list in the MVP voting, and they got him at the top of the list when it comes to talking about the best quarterbacking in the NFL. You can say whatever you want, guy. He carries a football team on his back week in and week out. How the Bills go, how he goes. In Philadelphia, that's not the case how Jalen goes. You guys are complaining about the run game. The Eagles are going to go as far as the run game, not Hurts. They're going to go as far as your run game, okay? Mahomes, Allen, Burrow are the only 3. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. So just curious, how much does Jimmy Sexton have with the AJ crap? It's not Jimmy Sexton. It's Drew Rosenhaus. Well, wait a minute. You're right. Jimmy Sexton is a really great guy. I like him. He's a really great agent. Drew Rosenhaus, you're right. He's not with Rosenhaus. AJ Brown is not with Rosenhaus. I don't know if Devontae's with Rosenhaus. Get this. Again, I'm not debating any of this any longer. Wait, is Silz going to say if Josh Allen had lost? Is Silz going to say if Josh Allen and the Bills lost to the Panthers? I'm not sure what you're saying. Anything to do with executing an offense? Well, yeah, being able to read defenses and being able to have a high-profile passing attack, all of that has to play into it too. Bro, I'm not comparing Jalen Hurts to Josh Allen, nor is anybody else with any brains. If Jalen Hurts was done for the year, Silz is trying to convince everyone the run game would carry the Eagle team. Well, some of you believe that. Howard Eskin believes you could put Tanner McKee in there if you had a run game. He's lying his ass off today. Well, by the way, guy, your quarterback had $2,000 last year, 2,900 passing yards, 18 touchdowns. Your running game was the thing that got you to the Super Bowl, not your fucking stupid passing game that was 30th last year. Who are the top 5 quarterbacks, including but since Holmes was drafted? I don't really think there's a lot of elite guys in the game right now. Burrow is probably the best passer from the pocket. Okay? Tell Tanner, go play for the Raiders. They need a quarterback. I think Tanner McKee's going to be a quarterback one day. I don't know how good. Silz, you notice everyone's reason we will beat the Giants is because there is no way we get swept. No one is saying because of our run game, passing game, or defense. I think Josh Allen would suffer on the Eagles. Don't develop quarterbacks. Yeah, they wouldn't hire. Joe Brady would not be in the building in Philly. They would never hire Joe Brady. You know why? He would threaten Nick Sirianni. Joe Brady is by far a much more talented passing coach than Nick Sirianni will ever be. Guy developed Joe Burrow at LSU. He has made Josh Allen into an MVP. Joe Brady's going to be a head coach in the National Football League. And when it comes to developing passing plays and quarterbacks, who's on Nick Sirianni's resume. We're complaining about Jalen Hurts every year, about his passing issues. Joe Brady develops quarterbacks. That's a fact. I agree with Eskin. Listen, I believe if the Eagles didn't have Jalen Hurts, you're not winning the Super Bowl. But I still think he'd win 10 games. I just don't think he'd win the Super Bowl. Silz, do you believe has had more impact on dual threat quarterbacks, Vic or Russell Wilson? Michael Vick. Actually, Cam Newton. Cam had more of an impact. Well, Russell Wilson probably, because he won the Super Bowl and he went to 2 of them. Yeah, I would say Russell Wilson. Crazy. We have people that would say a word about Hurts, and then people that would say he completely blows. Hurts has his struggles, but he finds a way to win more often than not. I just want consistency. There's nothing wrong with that one there. Hey, by the way, Twiz, I mean, Troy Aikman to me is the perfect comp for Jalen Hurts. He wasn't special. But he knew what he had in his huddle. And he did whatever it took to win. You know, Jalen Hurts is also sacrificing in many ways. He's never going to have the numbers to get into the Hall of Fame. He might have the resume, though. How many people have gotten to the Hall of Fame without a resume? Warren Moon? Dan Marino to some extent? Phillip Rivers is going to get there? Those guys are all going to the Hall of Fame because of their excellent talent. Again, because they didn't win a Super Bowl, that's nothing to do with them. That's everything to do with the team you're on. Winning a Super Bowl doesn't guarantee you. Ask Julian Edelman. He's got fucking 3 of them. Julian Edelman will end his career, or has ended his career, and A.J. Brown will never come near anything when it comes to postseason play with Julian Edelman. Won't even come close. 3 Super Bowls, MVP, most yards by a receiver in Super Bowl play. It fucking won't go anywhere near the Hall of Fame. Not happening. Eli Manning's not in. Not happening. Moon put up prolific numbers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's over 75,000. With the CFL, because he got 4, I think, with the Edmonton Eskimos. I think he won 4 CFL titles, if I'm not mistaken. Edelman will never be considered for the Hall of Fame. With what, 7,000 receiving yards? In what world is that? Julian Edelman. To show you how crazy your comment is. Here. Even with the postseason accomplishments, Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman stats. And by the way, this goes to Sue's number. And this goes to Sue's conversation. Hey, Sue, this guy's got 3 Super Bowls and a Super Bowl MVP. Shouldn't he be in the Hall of Fame? Well, here's why he won't be. He's got 6,800 receiving yards. He's got 2 years over 1,000 yards receiving. He's got 620 catches. Christian McCaffrey almost has that many. He'll never get in. And he won't get in. Like, ever. Welker has a better chance because of the numbers he put up. Dude, you get into the Hall of Fame with your accomplishment. You guys call them stats. They're accomplishments to players. Those accomplishments are the ones that are going to get them in. And that's what AJ's bitching now. AJ doesn't have enough he doesn't have enough accomplishments. As a matter of fact, how many Pro Bowls does he have? Here, let me look at this. Here's AJ right now. Here's what he's bitching at. He's looking at his individual statistics and his accomplishments right now. And so AJ Brown in his career, AJ's got 3 Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl and 7,300 receiving yards and 471 catches. He's not even in a conversation. Dude, there's 15, 20 guys ahead of him. Not even remotely close. I mean, not even remotely close. I mean, right? You don't know what he's looking at. Not sure what you're talking about. 3 1,000-yard receiving years? I mean, Adam Thielen had that. A.J. Brown doesn't have enough accomplishments. Just doesn't. There's guys that have been 9 Pro Bowls. Torrey Holt has like massive accomplishments, and I doubt he gets in. Bro, he's not going anywhere. Oh, Julio Jones. Do you know tonight, when Justin Jefferson passes him, when he gets 40-plus yards, he'll pass it. Julio was the fastest to 8K. Julio's his ankles and his like lower body extremities, like his Achilles and stuff, he started getting chronic injuries, and I think that is probably going to slow him up from making it to the Hall of Fame. Julio Jones was a great football player. Absolutely. Borderline, really, like, there'll be consideration for him. There will be. So now that AJ has a ring, is he being selfish to want stats now? No. Well, Mike has everything. Mike has the ring and the numbers and the records. Tied Jerry Rice for 1,000 yards, 11 straight years. No other wide receiver in pro football history other than Jerry Rice has done that. 11 consecutive years. Mike Evans had 1,000 yards receiving. You bet your ass he's a Hall of Famer. He's the first. As a matter of fact, Armando Salguero told me he's the first ballot. Just like Josh Allen. What accomplishments do you have but one MVP? Not enough, just facts. Josh Allen's going to the Hall of Fame, guy. They let Andre Johnson with his fellow shallow numbers just so the Texans. That's not true. Andre Johnson went to the Hall of Fame the same reason that Megatron went. He's a great football player. He's not Megatron, but you guys are wrong. Andre Johnson went because of who he is. He's a great football player. You could say it and make that's a bullshit narrative and a made-up narrative. Silz, AJ is 200 yards away from having 6 seasons of 1K. Okay? Here, let me show you something else here. Okay? I'll show you just to put in comparison. 6 seasons, right? Okay. Here's Torrey Holt. 1635 led the NFL. 1363. 1302. 1696 led the NFL in reception yards. 1372. 1341. 1288. 1289. Receptions 117. 102. 94. 91. 920 receptions. 14,000 reception yards. 74 touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pro Bowls. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Are you trying to tell me you think A.J. Brown? How many years in a row did Torrey Holt have 1,000 yards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wake me up when he's done something. Holt's got a Super Bowl too. He ain't in. I mean, he's not in. Right? You go into the Hall of Fame on your accomplishments. Here, I saw somebody say this about Andre. I love Andre. Obviously, I'm partial to him because he's a Miami Hurricane. And I helped recruit the kid back in the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000-yard seasons. Led the NFL in receiving yards twice, receptions twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pro Bowls. 14,000 yards, 1,000 catches, 70 touchdowns. Hall of Famer, man. I am making sense. Would you say the 2000 draft class will go down as one of the best considering how all of them turned out? 1983 is the best. Devontae, go back and look, okay? I do make sense, guy. You're the one that's irrational and delusional. Here, Devontae. 1983 NFL draft. Okay? The 1983 NFL draft will go down as the greatest draft in the history. John Elway, Hall of Famer. Eric Dickerson, Hall of Famer. Jimbo Colvert, Hall of Famer. Bruce Matthews, Hall of Famer. Jim Kelly, Hall of Famer. Dan Marino, Hall of Famer. Darryl Green, Hall of Famer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hall of Famers came out of that class. Numerous great players that came out of that. You had actually Eric Dickerson and Elway were the top 2 picks in that draft. Okay. I don't get it. Okay. 200 yards away from having 6 seasons of 1K. Are you saying in total? I mean, let's see here with A.J. Brown. I didn't know A.J. Brown had 6 seasons of 1,000 yards. That's not bad. But there's numerous guys that have had a better career. And in an era that they didn't throw the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right now he's with an opportunity to get 6. His first 2 seasons, I think they're pedestrian in Tennessee. 1,051, 1,075. Now, again, they were Derrick Henry offense. And he played in a run-dominated offense. But are you telling me we win less with a quarterback that can utilize all of our – well, that's what they'll tell you. People will tell you in here that, again, you guys don't utilize talent to the best of your ability. And Sil's acting like AJ doesn't – you don't have Mike Evans. How could you? You don't have anywhere on that resume where you have 11 straight years of 1,000 yards. Nowhere. This guy did this every year and won a Super Bowl and he's 28 years old. Mike Evans is 32. And in that offense, he's not on a trajectory. He will never be on a trajectory in that offense. You're not a passing offense. You're a run offense. If AJ was on a different football team that threw the ball 38 times, 40 times a game, yeah. Nobody said he's not a Hall of Fame talent. But don't act like you're in some sort of fucking high-powered passing game. You're not even remotely close to that. 74 draft class by the Steelers is insane. Yes. Okay? Evans did that with a lot of shitty quarterbacks too. Absolutely. Jameis Winston, shitty coaching. I think Dirk Cutter was the head coach of that team. None of the draft picks were hitting under Jason Light in the first 6 years. Kills me that Bo Jackson is a great example. Kim. Jackson's the greatest running back talent I've ever seen and played against. There's nobody better, including Eric Dickerson. But because of injuries, he'll never go in. Here's a guy that made the all-star team in both football and baseball in the same year. Okay? And he's not neither Hall of Fame. Hamstring injuries a lot with him in Miami, in Tampa. He fought through those hamstring injuries a lot. Again, because Ryan Tannehill, and you claim Hurts his ass and can't throw. I never said Ryan Tannehill was a good quarterback. Well, look at the quarterbacks that AJ's had. Ryan Tannehill and Jalen Hurts. 2 non-passing quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks that played in run offenses. I didn't say non-winning teams. It's a run offense. It's not a pass defense, a pass offense. You guys we've been talking about the run game all week. Now all of a sudden you're a pass team when we're having a conversation like this? How stupid is that? Every game should have 20 runs, 10 targets to AJ, 8 targets to Smitty. Why don't they? Marvin Harrison, somebody like that. Guy who runs exceptional routes, was a quiet leader. Is Marvin Harrison from Philly? Hey, guys, is Marvin Harrison from Philadelphia? I know I think he went to Syracuse. But I thought he was a Philly guy. Is Marvin Harrison a Philly guy? He went to St. Joe's Prep. He's definitely a Philly guy. I didn't know that, man. That's pretty dope, Xander. He went to Ohio State. Okay. McCord that's it. Okay. That's right, because the kid went to Syracuse. I'm Marvin Harrison. I'm talking, right? Xander, are you sure Marvin Harrison went to Ohio State? I thought the dad went to Syracuse. Yeah, I thought Marvin Harrison went to Syracuse. Am I wrong on that? Yeah, he went to Syracuse. The father went to Syracuse. The kid went to Ohio State. No, but the kid went. Yeah, you're right. The kid went. Yeah, the kid went to Ohio State. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, because I remember I can't remember who the quarterback was for Marvin up there, but it was somebody pretty good that got him the pill up there. Yeah, Junior went to Ohio State. Mike Evans had a year with Brady throwing 4,600 yards, and he had 10.06, played all 16 games. Shit happens. Yeah, well, they were spreading the ball around. They also had Antonio Brown. They had Gronk on that team. Yeah. Was McNabb his quarterback? That's right. That's who fucking he was throwing the ball to. Wow. That's right. Dude, Junior's a good ball player, man. He stuck out there with a quarterback, too. I think you put Marvin Harrison, I'd love to have him on my football team. That guy was a beast. By the way, that guy ate up Quinyon Mitchell in college. When Ohio State, now again, he's in Toledo. He doesn't have a lot of help around him. But Marvin Harrison ate him up in college. Again, that's kind of unfair to Q because, again, Q didn't have a lot of help around him. And getting deep on that team, I'm sure there wasn't a lot of help, but he was a really good player. I'm talking Junior. I feel like now is the time for the bottom feeders. Junior's good, but drops. He does. He's got the drops. He does. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, Ohio State doesn't really produce a lot. Yeah. Yeah, Marvin Harrison. I remember him up there at Syracuse. I didn't realize McNabb was his quarterback. Hey, guys, Drew Kendall can supposedly only play center. Did the Eagles draft him as a backup plan? I think so. Cam's not going. That's concerning. That's a concerning thing, man. I mean, him not going. I watched that Hurts interview. I love the fact that, you know what? I really love the fact that he was talking about the Kelly Green. I love the fact, too, on this book, man, they got the Kelly Green with Saquon Barkley jumping over this dude. That's got to be one of the greatest pictures of all time. Is that him doing that? And he's doing that in the Kelly Green. And that's a game also that Cooper DeJean teacup Derrick Henry. I didn't realize that. Hey, Xander, post it in here. Did Devontae chirp in college too? I didn't know he was a chirper. He says he's always talking. This guy's always barking. Hey, throw it to me, throw it to me, throw it to me. That's great to hear, though. I really love him, man. I do. I think so much of him. He said it was great having Brandon Graham back. Said he was out there talking. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, he said that Devontae's always chirping, always barking. And then that's when he made that comment about A.J. Brown. He's like, yeah, I watch his social media. And he came up with that line. And I'm like, dude, you got to prep your quarterback now when you walk out to a press conference. It's become a distraction. Hey, I might have to rock that Kelly Green on Sunday. Take it off the hanger. Put that bitch on Sunday. Keith Byers is going to be in the house. You hear him? I text Eric Allen. By the way, we'll get more of an update on Kurt Warner. Xander promoted it. Okay. And Kurt is calling the game, I believe, for Westwood One tonight. And that's why he thought he was going to have some more time. So we'll give you an update when Kurt Warner comes on the program. He's already been on, and he's going to be committed. Says you better wear your Jerome jersey for the pregame. I might just have to. Where is the Eagle locker room when it comes to AJ? Great question. Would I be on AJ's side, or I don't know if there's a side. You know, I don't know if there's a side. I'd be cool with him. You know why? Because he produces. If he's a shit talker and produces, I'm all right with it. I don't have a problem with it. What becomes a problem is when you start asking me questions about it. Hey, what do you feel about AJ posting? Guy, I don't give a shit about those questions. Go talk to somebody else. I used to talk like that to media people. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to answer those questions because you get yourself in trouble with that. Yeah, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. When you keep asking me the same question like that, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't want to answer that. He's quickly talking his way, though, off the football team. And, you know, he wants to be more involved. Give him the ball, okay? I get it. Never happened. Dude, Tristan Wirfs is like the sixth best player in the game. That's not happening. Tristan Wirfs is the best offensive lineman in Buck history. That guy is so great. He's all pro at right guard, right tackle, left tackle, right guard. He's made the Pro Bowl at 3 different positions. Guy's just, you talk about the best O-lineman, he's better than Penei Sewell. And he's young. That guy's a great football player. It's a problem with the scheme around him, getting the ball instead of closing clock winning games. That's it. Got to get the run game going, guys. All right. The number one injury law firm in all of America is Morgan & Morgan. Guys, I tell you this all the time. My relationship with John goes back 25 years. They have started this firm because their brother ended up getting paralyzed, and John was on a crusade to make sure that companies were never going to take advantage of families ever again. This wasn't just started up by a guy getting out of college and just going into personal injury. This was a crusade, like I said. If you're ever injured on the job, anywhere, this will be the easiest decision you've ever made in your life. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Silz or pound law 529. That is forthepeople.com/Big Silz or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Silz sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Look at this. Big Dom's got his own section in here. Damn. Chief Security Officer, Big Dom. Pete Davidson, Saturday Night Live. Dude, Big Dom's got his own section in here. That's crazy great, man. Wow. No doubt. Ray Didiger, man. This thing is thorough for sure. As we are. We appreciate all of you guys, man. Thank you so much. M. Reyes, we'll catch you tomorrow. Everybody, we will catch you tomorrow. Xander, Big Z, absolutely great stuff as always. Joe, thank you very much. 2 to 6 tomorrow. We'll see you on the flip side.